Yep, nice and easy. We're done with that though. Is it the jump rope? Yeah. Whenever I skip rope, I can't use these wireless headphones. They fall right out of my ears. So of course, it would be helpful if I could get the rope itself not to fall out of my hands. Finish my protein shake and then we'll hit this. New name, who this? Yes, sir. For those of you who don't know me, my name is BullMuscle. For those of you who know me as Beer Battered Ag, yes, I'm going through a rebrand. This seems like a pretty good time to talk about that, so let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm a die-hard Aggie.
The eyes of Texas are upon you. That is the song they sing so well. Sounds like hell! So goodbye to Texas University. We're gonna beat you all to chiggaroo-da-rim, rock tough, real stuff, Texas A&M. Goodbye.
We get a little bit more all. So why can't I click all? Oh, yeah, there it goes. Nice. Alright, let's do one more bronze bar. If you adopt the mindset, and this is a quote from Jacob Fisker of Early Retirement Extreme, if you know that guy, 10 points to you. But it's a quote that I find unbelievably poignant in today's era. Spending money represents a failure to solve one's problems by smarter means. I'm gonna repeat that. Spending money. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. How are we all doing today? We having a good day so far? We're gonna have a good stream today. So what do we got today? We got pull. We got the final 2 weeks of our cut cycle. Brussels sprout, good to see you. Good morning. Welcome on in. So it should be a good time. It is already quite warm here. I believe today we're finally getting more normal weather. And by normal, I mean hot, because it is South Carolina and it is June. So technically speaking, we're not in summer for a few more days, but I've always thought that definition of summer made no sense. So I would personally say we're in summer at this point. Yeah, the high today is supposed to be, oh, actually, that's still pretty good. It's still below average. The high is supposed to be 88 today. 88's lovely. Just studying for an exam right now. Oh, I gotcha. I think 88 in Celsius is 31. 31's pretty nice. That's good weather. Again, usually I'm used to mid-90s by this point, which is 35, 36. So I will take 88 every day of the week. It has been an abnormally cool summer so far. Been rainy too. My plants are loving it. Haven't needed to water basically anything. And I'm hitting this pretty good today. That'll do. I don't normally go that long. All right. Thank you, Nats, for embarrassing Houston. Yes. I guess we had to bring 2019 back on them. Yep. So it is currently 73 outside, and because my roommate's car is not in here, I actually feel like I should be able to, it should be fairly cool in here. Doesn't feel particularly warm, so I'll let this come off my wrist. We'll see. Keep track of the temperature as it goes along. I like doing that. I like wearing it too, but having an actual legit thermometer in here is kind of nice. Plus I know that's accurate. I've calibrated it. get started. So, what are we doing today? Today we are doing pull day. So we're gonna hit pull-ups, we're gonna hit chins. I'm gonna try and hit rows at 175 today. I think that's gonna be the biggest exercise. I think I hit it last time at about that, and I was pretty pleased with the results if I recall correctly. I don't know specifically, but I think that's probably the move. So we're gonna start there, and we're gonna go from there. Big Red says that, yeah, we did, I do like it when, I mean, frankly, we suck right now, right? I think we are objectively better than we were last year because we're not the worst team in baseball. We're still pretty bad. Obviously, what am I doing? I don't need the belt for pull-ups. You know, we're not quite as bad as Oakland or Kansas City, but that's a very low bar. I think even last year's Nationals would be better than those two teams. We were the worst team in MLB last year, but compared to Oakland this year, we're all-stars. Now Oakland that's a sad, sad franchise right there. Oakland is to MLB at this point what Arizona is to the NHL. Which, by the way, Tree tossed up a new video about that. It was pretty good. Let's go with, start off with probably rapidly becoming my favorite Megadeth song is probably Peace Sells. So let's do pull-ups. Hopefully my shoulder feels all right today. I tried really hard not to sleep on it, and I want to see if that makes a difference. Feels a little sore from yesterday, but we'll see how it goes. Hey, Jovan, welcome on in. Make sure the volume actually hits. Oh, I refreshed it. It's over. Yeah, no, just move them to Houston already. I really wish Tree had mentioned that, but they're not going to go to Quebec because that would throw the East-West balance out of alignment. Unfortunately, I thought the move for Quebec was going to be moved to Florida Panthers there, but Florida, credit to where it's due, you know, they showed up big this playoffs, so I think they're going to stay in Sunrise for a while. No, move Arizona to Houston, put them in the Central, and watch them and the Dallas Stars get a really good rivalry. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. By the way, y'all can still call me Ag even though I've rebranded, but you can call me Bull as well. Totally up to you. If you call me Ag, I know you're talking about me, so. I love the bass line to start off with Peace Sells. It's so good. And time to become mosquito food. All right, that's a casual 25, I'll take it. Trouble with pull-ups is I don't have a way to do weighted ones. Bang buds. The cheer is working, says the raid notice. Killer. Thank you very much. Bang buds, wait. Did you raid me? Oh, all right. Let's go, y'all. All right, so that's awesome. I will be hitting raw egg whites after the fact. You know what? Normally I do 8 ounces. For you, my man, I'll do 16. I'll chug a whole pint of raw egg whites after the workout. Got him. Yes, sir. Oh, God, they're everywhere. No, you're gonna die now, fucker. Oh God, they're getting in. Okay, we're gonna use the pull-up. We're gonna use the top of the squat rack. This is getting bad. This is the South for you. Sorry, y'all. I wanted to do more on that, but God above, the mosquitoes are just flying in here. That's bad, really bad. Well, I'm gonna be very itchy for the rest of the day. That's unfortunate. Howdy, welcome everybody. My name is BullMuscle. I'm a Twitch fitness streamer, and there's a whole lot more I do, but I gotta do a set right now. Come on, these cells, but it's fine. I gotta turn the fan up. I hate mosquitoes so much. They're so freaking aggressive here. All right. Bang Buds, thank you very much from Oklahoma. Okay, so no, full disclosure, I am a Texan, so I'm usually pretty rough on Oklahomans, but you rated me, so I'm gonna be nice today. You gave the little bronze, and that is enough to justify your state's existence. So thank you for that, and thank you very much for the rate. I am BullMuscle. I do weightlifting streams. I talk about diet advice, fitness advice, financial advice. You see up there in the corner, I will be able to retire in 2 years at age 29. That is, I didn't win the lottery. I didn't get incredible returns on the stock market. I did it through basic math and hard work. And I'm not doing it from this channel either. You'll notice that I basically don't run ads on this channel. I run the minimum that Twitch allows me to as an affiliate. Why do I do that? I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this because I like helping people. So if you like what I do and you're impressed by that, hit that follow button. I'd really like to hit 2,000 followers by the end of the year. That would be a pretty great little goal. So Bang Buds, if you're from Oklahoma, that means you've got to have an interest in college football. Most everyone from there does. So Sooners, Cowpokes, or Golden Hurricane? Which one? Vice TV is going hard with their content. I don't know what Vice TV is. Oh, God. Yeah, like probably at least half a dozen mosquitoes came in just on that one pull-up stat. I hate them. I really do. Howdy, Kareem. Good to see you. Welcome on in. So we did a set of 15. At first it was a set of 25, which I was pretty happy about. Yeah, I can already, yep, there's the first mosquito bite, right on the kneecap. Annoyingly, mosquitoes are attracted to body odor and sweat, and the more of that I do, the worse it's gonna get for me. There's not a whole lot I can do about it except for try and kill them when they come close. It's just, seriously, I had that open for what? A minute? 90 seconds, and boom, flood of mosquitoes comes through. It's the only part, really seriously, the only part I can't stand about living here. Speaking of college football, UK gets to mess with TU in 2024. Hell yeah, and the Texas A&M winning streak against UK continues another year. We haven't lost to y'all since 1950. We've only played twice, 1953 and 2018. But, you know, the point remains. No, I think it is, we've never actually gone to Lexington in our entire SEC time in the same way that the Georgia Bulldogs have never come to Kyle Field. I know a couple of Dogs fans, they're kind of upset about that because a lot of them are like, dude, Kyle Field looks amazing. I want to go. And I'm like, frankly, we treat you guys really well because Well, you hate the other orange school that, you know, calls themselves UT, the Volunteers, so it's a natural fit. No, unless you're wearing two colors, you usually get treated pretty nicely at A&M. If you're wearing burnt orange, it'll probably be pretty not so nice to you. And if you're wearing green and gold, get out. I will happily root for Texas over Baylor. I am a diehard Aggie, but I have standards. But Bang Buds, if you're still in here, and all of your Raiders, thank you so much. Let me go ahead and give you a shout out. What were you doing this morning, huh? Did someone tell you to raid me, or did you just find me? I'd love to hear from you. Tell me a little bit more about your channel. And I see you just hit 30 people in chat. That means at the end of this workout, y'all will get handstand push-ups as well. I appreciate it immensely. Now, I have another set to do. This is gonna be a good day. Usually on Fridays, what we do is called Financial Fitness Friday, where I'll do my normal workout, we'll go in, I'll do, if the viewer numbers have been high enough, the raw egg white chug, and which is almost always a thing at this point, and the handstand push-ups, which is sometimes a thing, and then usually we talk money, talk finances, talk financial independence, so get your questions ready for that, and later in the broadcast we'll have that. So thank you all very much. I'll probably do another set of jumping rope or jumping jacks if we hit 50, something like that. If there's stuff y'all want to see me do, of course, you can also redeem channel points for it. That's down below in the bottom left corner. If you excuse me, I'm gonna stop stalling and do another set. Let's get the Megadeth going. By the way, I love Megadeth, but someone pointed out to me the other day that Dave Mustaine would be what would happen if Beavis from Beavis and Butthead started singing, and I can't not hear that now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's only 14, I was losing my grip. Square bar is a bitch to grip onto. All right, so that was 54. All right, another set of balls, and we'll move on to rows. Before the head explodes. I think we'll do dumbbell shrugs today. I haven't done that in a bit. So, just talk about where I'm at body-wise. 6'3", 212 pounds. I'm trying to finish off my cut cycle. As you can see, I have visible abs. I weighed in at 13% body fat, just a little over 13.2. I'd like to be more like 12. So I reckon if I could drop another 3 to 4 pounds of body fat, I'll get there. It's gonna be hard, but if I run a 4-digit deficit for the next 2 weeks, that'll be 14,000 calories, which is about 4 pounds of body fat. So I should be able to get it if I'm disciplined. That's the hard part though. Food is tasty, and I love it. But looks like Bang Buds is left. That's a pity. I wanted to talk to him and see what his game was. I know a lot of guys raid and run. I do that. I'm guilty of that sometimes. Hopefully he comes back. If he does, I'll love to talk to him. Yep. That's a second mosquito bite. It is what it is. Alright, one more set of pull-ups around our chins, and then we'll get ready for rows. Yeah. These mosquitoes are just brutal here. Sucks. Not a steak dinner. Damn it. Just a bowl. Come on. Alright, 14. It's 68. A little bit underwhelming, but that square bar sucks to grip on. Hey, another raid. Holy moly, 2 raids, yo. Celty, my man. How's your workout? Oh, you got me back. I raided you yesterday. Yes, sir. Welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Beer Batter. Oh, wait, that's my old name. My name is BullMuscle. See, even I make this slip sometimes. Hey, we got follows. Limitless Fitness. Thank you very much. I think you might have been number 1400, so much appreciated. So Celty, y'all, I can't say enough great things about Celty. He and Akroshi are probably the 2 most active Twitch fitness people that I know in terms of like boosting the community, always rating people, always giving shout outs, always super helpful. Celty has incredible cardio too, like he does lots of HIIT workouts. He says he was doing a core workout today. Absolutely love his stuff. So I recommend giving him a follow. If you haven't already, please go do it. Celty's amazing, and fuck it, you're gonna die. You get back here, you son of a bitch. Stop sucking my blood. Yeah, this is what happens when you live in the deep south. Ah, I missed him. There he is. Yeah, so I literally just opened up my door to do 1 set of door frame pull-ups, and like at least half a dozen mosquitoes came in. I love the deep south. This is the only part about it I hate. I can deal with the heat, I can deal with the humidity. The fucking mosquitoes! They are just so aggressive here. Anyway, got a raid and run, all right. Your shower for a meeting call. Thank you so much again, Celty. Let's see, wait to see how the cut goes. Well, I only got 2 more weeks. I'd like to try and drop 4 more pounds of body fat by the 4th of July. That's about a 1,000 calorie deficit a day, but I just gotta get fucking serious. I feel like I need to be leaner anyway. Anyhow, anywho, right? Let's get the rows ready. Should be sufficiently warm to do this since we've already done pull-ups. She knows how to use them. It was easy top. She knows how to choose them. She got a dime all the time. Moving through time. Oh, I want her. Fuck here. Oh, you're getting cheeky. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you one of these days. Bastard. I promise I do more than just kill mosquitoes. Or fail at killing mosquitoes, rather. Hey, Gemlock, thank you for the time. L. Drakenman, do you know exactly how much weight you can lose in a certain amount of time? You're asking the wrong question. Because I don't think you want to just lose weight, you want to lose fat, and there is a big difference. If you go on a starvation diet, you will lose shit tons of weight, but you'll be freaking emaciated. You'll lose all your muscle, which you don't want to do, obviously. Now, if you're looking for fat loss, in general, the safe recommended sustainable 1% of your body weight per day. So, or per week, sorry. If you are 200 pounds and you're just kind of starting out on your fitness journey, you say you want to get down to 175. Hang on. Oh, I saw him again. Man. Trouble is I can see them on the white countertop and then they go away. It's harder to see them on anything black, which is like what my floor pad is here. They're getting awful cheeky. I'm gonna kill another one pretty soon, I know it. Gemlock, thanks for the follow. Anyway, for how much fat you can lose sustainably at one time, let's say you're starting at 200, you wanna get to 175, you can roughly lose about 1% of body fat a day, so that's 1.75 to 2 pounds every single day, which means you could probably get there in about 12 to 16 weeks. So there's a pretty good way to do it. Now, as you lose weight, your metabolism will adjust. So those same calorie deficits at the beginning of a diet won't be quite as effective at the end of the diet because you've got less weight to lose. I would say I aim for more like 0.5%, and if you're more advanced in terms of lifting and bodybuilding, you'll find that losing fat and gaining muscle gets a little bit harder. You don't get what's called noob gains. Good question though. El Calibre Zerdo says CCR. CCR is fantastic. If you want me to play a song, you can choose, you can redeem channel points for that. Damn it, where did that fucker go? I keep seeing him buzz by me. I just want to kill him. Oh, I want to kill him so badly. Just gonna have to get used to it. Whatever. Let's hit a shrug set. Nah, let's hit a row set first. I just know I'm getting mauled. It's not even that they're in here, it's that I know they're biting me up, and I'm gonna hate life later. So they're gonna bite me in the part of my back that I can't scratch, and it's just gonna suck. Literally. But she's... I got a kiss rolling right now. I think I have one back there already, because I can feel my back itching. Hate it. Alright. Come on. Alright. Bend over rows. So keep an eye on my back. What I'm really trying to do is touch the belt with the barbell. Oh, hold up. Come on. Yo, fuck, you're gonna... Ah! I'm gonna kill you. I swear to God. Getting awful fucking close. Little asshole. Little blood-sucking son of a bitch. I am gonna kill him. I'm convinced of this now. God, look, I know you're, infinite wisdom and whatnot, but why the fuck did you create mosquitoes? That's seriously one of the first questions I will ask God if I am allowed into the gates of heaven. I am asking that one. Hell, I'll ask St. Peter, even if I'm going to hell, I will ask St. Peter before he casts me down, why were mosquitoes created? Because frogs can eat other shit. You can't tell me it's to feed frogs and dragonflies. They don't just rely on mosquitoes. There is no biological upside to those little bastards. All right. 2, 3, 4. Come on. Come on. Oh, I hit my knees on that one. That wasn't bad. Ooh, lightheaded. Do 3 sets of rows at 175. I've been losing weight since November, been a slow process. Was at 287, I'm at 243. Dude, that's amazing. It's a huge drop in body weight. Good job, man. Hell yeah. Lived in Missouri for a while. One night I got so many times looked like I had chicken pox. The further deep into the south you get, the worse they are. Because in Missouri, the freeze will kill them off for a few months a year. That don't happen here in South Carolina. The worst mosquito state in the country, I'm convinced of this, is Louisiana. Oh my God. But apart from that, South Carolina's the second. They're so aggressive here. Georgia's not much better. All right. Love go. That's not really a good view, is it? I'll put you up here. That's much better. Yeah, but seriously, that's a huge amount of weight loss. This is in Sumter, South Carolina. I'm on the other side of the state. I'm over near Augusta. Live in BFE though. I don't live in Augusta. Oh yeah, love bugs. I can live in love bugs. Yeah, all the other insects in South Carolina, like gnats. Gnats are annoying, but it's mosquitoes that drive me nuts. All right, that's the first set on shrugs. We're gonna do sets of 15 on that. I want to try and hit this a little bit harder. A little bit of water. I'm loving the audience size though. Welcome in everybody. If you're new, you're wondering who I am, please let me know. My name is BullMuscle. I give fitness advice, diet advice, you can see up there, financial advice, and sometimes I play old school RuneScape too. Chess is on blast for yesterday. There you go, y'all got free pet mats on the house. Thanks for the compliment. Yeah, I can tolerate the bugs that don't bite me. They're irritating, but like I can live with them. It's the mosquitoes, man. They are a different breed. And I moved here from Texas, so it's not like I didn't know. I've lived in East Texas before. They're bad there. No, South Carolina takes it to a new level. Shout out to Limitless Fitness. Yeah, he gave me a follow. Does he stream Limitless? Are you still in here? I feel like we haven't really met much. I've seen you in here once or twice, but not often. Morning, Metal. I threw something in the NSFW chat on my server about you. I'm pretty sure, looking at your PFP, and looking what, I know you like Hungry by the Wolf by Duran Duran is a mood for you. I can't say any more or I'll get kicked off of Twitch, but tell me I'm wrong. All right, this is Steely Dan, and I like Steely Dan, but it is not workout music. Let's go. Need something harder for this. Let's go with You Got Another Thing Coming. It is a classic song. Heard my name, I missed it. Oh, she? I didn't realize you were a girl. Hubby does afternoons now. Well, Limitless Fitness, I don't think I followed you. Have I? Here, toss you a follow. Done. Tell me about yourself there, Limitless. If you still stream, if you're saying that you don't stream anymore, that's fine too. But if you do stream, tell the audience about yourself. I'll give you a shout out. Always love helping fellow fitness streamers. It's one of the things CCLXIX does that I really admire. And, when experts and guys who I really respect come in here, CCLXIX's one of them, they're role models. You should try and model yourself off of successful people. don't copy them, but, if you see them doing something smart, yeah, look at them. Limitless is She Beast. There's nothing better than women who aren't afraid of a squat rack. This is something that really bothers me about contemporary fitness advice, is that I think it gives I don't think there are enough women out there who say, hey, you're not going to bulk up like a man does if you get under the squat rack and actually use heavy weights. Because I think that's a common misconception amongst women, and as a result, too many women sit there and just do endless reps with 5-pound dumbbells and they get nowhere and they're wondering why. And women, if you want that curvy backside that a lot of females seem to really like, get under a squat and do heavy weight. That's how you're going to get it. Or do deadlifts or stuff like that. So women who lift, Slay Queen is like super cringe, but whatever that kind of general attitude is, seriously, you go girl. All right. Apparently the cleaner you are, the more mosquitoes will bite you. People who haven't showered in a few days will get bitten less. Well, for me it's mosquitoes like odor, and they like people who eat meat, and I do both of those. The more you sweat, the more you're gonna have body odor, and that just attracts the shit out of mosquitoes. In fact, I actually have some mosquito bait. I put my traps outside that it smells like really, really sweaty person. Oh, I need the belt. Yeah, women are starting to figure it out. Well, I hope people like you, Limitless, are teaching them the right things. My audience is mostly male, and women are completely welcome here, but they tend not to show up. So I'd say it's probably an 80-20 or 90-10 ratio, proportion male to female here. Which sucks. I'd like it to be more diverse, but I think Twitch in general skews male. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. So, no. Female fitness streamers, we need more of them. We need more people encouraging women to not be afraid of the squat rack. So if that's what you're doing, absolutely give you a shout out. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Do you specialize in anything within the gym? Do you have a favorite workout? Do you have PRs? Height, if you want to, goals. Tell us about yourself. 1, 2. I'm giving you a chance to promote yourself, so this seems like a pretty easy win for you. 2, 3, 4. Come on. 9. I stream late mornings, EST, lift heavy, some cardio. Well, shit. If I get done, I'll give you a raid. Well, unless Celtic goes live again, in which case I owe him one because he just raided me this morning. But otherwise, I'll give one to you. Although, I raided Celtic yesterday, so maybe not. I don't know. I love raiding fellow fitness students. It's fun. Share the love, College athlete. Damn, girl, that's what I'm talking about. And a personal trainer. Finished up having kids, so get back to finding your maximum. Be careful. I have a couple coworkers and past coworkers that were fairly fit, wanted to become mothers, and you definitely have to ease back into it coming from pregnancy. I'm not mansplaining that because I'm quoting what another woman told me. So don't jump down my throat, any of the feminists in the crowd. Just repeating verbatim. But you know that, I'm sure. More stating the obvious. in a year and a half. Oh my goodness. There's still ab separation if I'm careful. Well, I hope the pregnancy and the delivery all went well. Boy or a girl? Or twins? You know? And I'll say too, nothing better than seeing fit parents. My dad worked really hard. He was an officer in the United States Air Force for 29 years. The way he stayed sane was lifting a lot of weights, and he was very much one of the biggest reasons I started on my lifting journey, and so I thank him. My dad is a hero. He's a hero to me in so many different ways, but 3 boys, you're outnumbered. It's funny, actually. I'm the middle in a family of 3 boys, so you're like my mom. I will say what my mom found is that having a female dog helps a lot for that. So if at some point down the line your kids want a dog, make sure it's a girl. Because that way you can sit back, relax, and have a glass of wine and have a female friend to enjoy wine with while the boys wreck up the house. I'm speaking from experience on that one, and I owe my mom a million apologies for that. Daniel Calvo XC. What is your name? Oh my gosh, you have 3 dogs as well? How do you have time for anything? My name is Mr. Deeds, Daniel. My name's Calvin. You can call me Ag. That's my old name was Beer Battered Ag. Or Bull. Bull is usually what I'm going by now, so you call me Bull. Akeem, welcome on in. They all love my hubs. Ouch. That's harsh. Are any of the dogs girls, or are they all male dogs? If they are, then you have surrounded yourself with a bit too much testosterone. You just have burping and farting nonstop everywhere with 3 boys and 3 male dogs. Because I will say, male dogs, maybe this is just the ones we grew up with. We had 1 girl dog, 2 boy dogs, each in succession of each other. We never had 2 at one point. But the 2 boys will burp, they will fart, they will sneeze, like they'll act like boys do. The girl dog is a lot more refined. 2 female, 1 male. Okay, so at least you got a little bit of a balance. That's important. Wow, 3 kids and a fitness trainer. That is fantastic. Let me give you a shout out after this set. You definitely deserve it. You have a full life. Like a razor, 6-string razor. I got a mouth like an alligator. I want it louder, more power. I'm gonna rock it till it strikes the hour. Come on. Come on, 1 more. That's garbage. I'm not counting that last one. I'm gonna go for that was a 9. That's okay. We'll get down to 155. Wrap it a little bit more. And these mosquitoes are getting more aggressive. I'm gonna kill them. They will be dead. Bastards. Feel the crack. Well, now you're here. There's no way back. Bang your head. All right, John D, it's good to see you. Thanks for sticking around. Not here for that. I know whether or not you're here for that is irrelevant. You are a mother of 3 who's getting in good shape as a personal trainer. That's what I call fucking awesome, and that's what I think my audience would like. So you're getting a shout out for sure. Unless you don't want it. If you don't want it, say so, and I won't give it to you, but no. I love shouting out other members of the fitness community. I want my community to find and meet other people too. Because I'm sure you can encourage people just the same way that I can. The more encouragement, the better off we all do. 2, 3. Limitless Fitness. So yeah, she is amazing. That is one hell of a CV you've got there. For my community, if you haven't heard of her, if you haven't followed her, go do so. Mental health will drive you mad. Bang your head. Get your straight jackets on tonight. Feel some Twisted Sister. I'll do that after this song. Go straight 1980s in here. So, I guess I should tell you all about the schedule coming up. I will be off the air tomorrow and Sunday, which is not usual. I got a beach vacation coming up, last one of the near term. So I will be excuse me. I'll be streaming and lifting on my normal schedule next week, and then pretty much through all of July. See a little Twisted Sister going on. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Bill Effin Murray. Well, I hope today is not a Groundhog Day for you, sir. Let's go for... I love Crazy World by the Scorpions, but I want a Twisted Sister, so I'm going to play Twisted Sister. A pledge pin on your uniform. There we go. Now drop and give me 20. I want to ride. Alright, so we're doing underhand row here. I did overhand row the last 3 sets. I usually need to do 2 and 2, but whatever. We went down to 155 here. We're trying to hit it for a few more reps. Come on.
Your call is never ending. We don't want nothing from you. Your life is tried and jaded, boring and confiscated. If that's your best won't do. Hey, Yuki Mizawa, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Here we go. 1, 2. All right. Let's do wide grip at 125. Hey Jesse, thank you very much for the double prime. Y'all may have noticed the new artwork there with the atomic bull. Yeah, I want to say thank you to Hey Mishi and all the others for a wonderful artwork. And we have lots of that now. Y'all can see it in my channel, banner, and a whole lot more. So I got nothing but positive things to say about them. That's Hey Mishi and CCLXIX Micey. I can give you all that information if you'd like it. If you like my artwork, please let me know. Those guys work for commission. They're very affordable, and their quality is top notch. On your uniform. All right, see those scorpions going. Now, by the way, D. Snyder of Twisted Sister is amazing. I just, in general, I really respect the guy. He's all about rock and roll. Like, it's just his thing. And he decided, hey, I want to hang it up, so he's hanging it up. I get respect for someone like that. Same with Geezer Butler of Black Sabbath. He said, all right, I've written my memoirs, I'm done. All right. Crazy world here. The Scorpions are going to hit wide grip on bent over rows. Probably hit that for 2 sets, and we'll start curling. You know, actually, maybe vertical flies. I haven't done those in a minute. Komodo came in yesterday, told me that my terminology was completely wrong. I guess these are side raises and not shoulder flies, but I'd never heard that before. I called them shoulder flies because, right, if these are chest flies, why wouldn't these be shoulder flies? Limitless, hey, I appreciate you stopping in. Hope you enjoyed the shout out. If I see your rating, you're followed now. I'll definitely look to raid you in the future. Good luck recovering. Good luck kicking ass. We know you'll do it. Say hi to the fam for me, all right? Hey, Jesse. Good to see you back again. Thank you very much for the sub. Yuki Mizawa, thank you for the follow. We're going to get going on another set here. Scorpions are damn good rockers too. Very much an 80s band, although I think Crazy World came out in 1990. It was very much that 80s sort of hair metal-esque sort of band, even though some of their best stuff came out in the 70s. I need a towel, get sweaty. See what the temp is in here. Survey says about 80 degrees. That's about accurate. I believe that.
Crazy World by the Scorpions is another one of those songs I kind of fuck with on a personal level. If you've been here for a while, you know why. If you don't, when we get to the Q&A section, we talk financial fitness. Ask me a little bit more about what I do for a living, and it'll become very clear why songs like Peace Sells and Crazy World get different for me. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Come on. There we go. You know, hit vert flies, see how it feels on the shoulders. So I hope, for those of you who aren't on the Discord, by the way, go give him a look-see. Pretty good. Lanky Boy Joseph, ain't seen you in a minute. Welcome. Good to see you. So today also being Financial Fitness Friday, part of the reason we do it on Fridays is because, actually, well, I think alliteration is somewhat cheesy. This is the only time I'm streaming when the stock market is open. So it kind of behooves us to talk about the money side of things on this channel when it is open, because I'm a big believer in investing. Right, if you stick your money in a bank account, get 1% max from your checking, you're losing money guaranteed to inflation every year. So you don't want to do that, you want to invest it. Let's just move on and do some hammer curls, I think. Ugh. We'll do vert flies too while we're at it. I don't need this for vert flies, what am I doing? Two, three. Alright, that's not pretty reasonable. Shoulder doesn't hurt too much, that's a good sign. I think what's happening with my shoulders, I'm sleeping on it funny. So you just need to stop sleeping on my right side. Oh, I can feel those mosquito bites. Be able to play connect the dots on my back. Oh my god, that feels so good. I know that's gross. I don't care. I'm so itchy. Let's do some hammer curls. Do some biceps. Did I read the Fed plans 2 more rate hikes this year? I think they said the Fed plans 2 rate hikes maximum this year. And I think that's a pretty sound policy, actually. A lot of people love to criticize Jerome Powell, and yeah, he didn't act perhaps as quickly as he should have in 2021, but I think the Fed's policy has been pretty reasonable. Inflation's back down to 4%. All indicators appear to be that it's going to continue ticking back down to a normal level. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit above where the Fed would like it, but 4% inflation isn't the end of the world. There's a big difference between 4% inflation and 8% inflation. So, in general, I actually think the Fed's doing pretty decent job right now. Now I will give credit, I don't like to very often because I'm not really particularly left-leaning. I will give credit, if there's one thing I appreciate about the Biden administration relative to the Trump administration, it's that Donald Trump had a really bad habit of browbeating Jerome Powell to do what he wants, to do what he wanted. And President Biden has not done this. I will say, I really don't like the wasteful and excessive government spending coming out of the Biden administration. I believe that's wrong, but in terms of letting the Fed do their thing, I will give points to the Biden administration. With the exception of some idiots like Elizabeth Warren, it's been pretty good. Ricky Farts, I'm incredibly thrilled to be graduating from high school this evening. Congratulations, Ricky! Congratulations! Can we get some hype, some congratulations from Ricky in chat? That's a huge deal. Congratulations. Do you know what you want to do after you get out? Are you going to go career, trade school, college? What's your plans? Come tell us. Regarding inflation, you said 2 rate hikes, but remember, these rate hikes in all likelihood will be, unless inflation springs back up, just 0.25%, which means those 2 rate hikes will be smaller in total than any one of the rate hikes the Fed did in 2022. So I think that's pretty good policy, Cat Bro. And in general, higher interest rates were necessary. And hopefully that's what will get the US government to stop spending out of control, because that needs to happen. What don't you like about Elizabeth Warren? Oh my God. Don't get me started. Massachusetts NIMBY, against nuclear energy, wants to completely destroy cryptocurrency as an industry. And I'm not necessarily super pro-crypto, but you can't ban things and expect them to just go away. We learned that with Prohibition. If you ban crypto, all that's going to do is make the US less business competitive. It's stupid. In fact, a lot of the reason I believe Gary Gensler is going so hard against crypto, even though the SEC has issued no regulatory guidance, is because Elizabeth Warren is probably going to run in 2024 and promise him a cabinet position, because I think Elizabeth Warren's extraordinarily corrupt. That's not even getting into the whole claimed Native American status to get special affirmative action benefits decades ago. Do not like Elizabeth Warren at all. Not everything she does is wrong, though. I think the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was a good thing. I can dislike a politician and appreciate 1 or 2 aspects about what they do. I didn't realize she was against nuclear power. Almost all of the Northeastern Democrats are, and it pisses me off. Like the fact that they're talking about taking Indian Point down without replacing it. Guess what that's going to do? It's going to replace it with natural gas. And I can promise you natural gas is a whole lot worse for the environment than nuclear. Howdy, Phil's fan, good to see you. L Streamer, read more chatbot. Luzonia, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get everybody in here. Luzonia, I am 6'3". You can see it in my about bio if you want to know more. 212 pounds. Thank you very much for stopping in. I always love hanging out there. Question is, when you become president, are you expected to listen to the people and fulfill all the promises you make, even when this president failed to do so? No president can ever live up to their promises. That's sort of the nature of the beast when it comes to campaigning. It's not possible. Congress controls the legislative process. So if the president can't get his agenda through Congress, it is what it is. So, you know, if you have, say, a Republican president and a Democratic Congress, they have to work together to put middle-of-the-road style compromises in. That's what needs to happen. That's how the legislative sausage gets made. Maybe I believe this because I'm a centrist, but I believe that's an important part of compromise, and it's a lost art. And I appreciate a lot of the moderates that are willing to get things like that going. Phil said, I walk into a workout stream or a political stream. I'm trying to do a little bit of both. I like keeping, I like to be really interactive with the chat. I'm trying to do my best on that. So sorry about that. And thank you again for the follow very much. Luzonia, welcome on in. I hope you stuck around. Definitely would love to talk to you more. Let me do a set before I go any further though. Got a little Alice Cooper coming on. Here we go. Trying my best here. Yeah, I will say, for those of you who are anti-nuclear power, you cannot be serious about fixing our emissions problems and be against nuclear energy at this point. The issues risked by climate change are a lot more dangerous than the issues risked by nuclear power. If you'd like a detailed explainer as to why I am an engineer in the nuclear industry, and I can go into that kind of detail. Cheryl 1000, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Let's hit a set. 2. 1, 2, 3. Those were bicep curls. If I'm moving my shoulders too much, thank you for calling me out on it, and thank you for the first time chat. Woo, we're dizzy. It's getting warm in here. Utaf Mod Nara, thank you for the first time chat, by the way. The most atypical live you'll ever meet and all. Yeah. No, I've got, one thing I love about my Discord, my community in general, is that, in general, it's a very broad, diverse political spectrum. We have conservatives, we have liberals, we even have socialists, which, frankly, I think communism is one of the dumbest philosophies we've ever had, and socialism isn't much better. But I can respect their point of view. I get why they believe the way they do. All right, 1, 2, 3. Technically a hammer curl? Yeah, these are hammer curls. That's what I'm saying. I put hammer curl in there. Liberal was once used to describe economic liberals, which is very different from social liberalism. That's true. Liberal also has a different meaning in the United States versus in Europe. In Europe, liberal usually means to the term classical liberal, which for all intents and purposes means typically more pro-free market, typically more pro-capitalism. Ooh, El Draken, man, I missed this, and thank you, Snow Bunny, for pointing it out. Where'd you put that? I missed that. Where was that said? Hang on, I missed that. Whew. I heard a stat, like that all the nuclear waste has ever been created since the beginning of time can fit into a World War II bunker, which is nothing compared to the waste we are getting now with other sources. Not a nuclear bunker, but a football field in terms of casks stacked one on top of each other. If we wanted to store civilian waste, all we had to do in the 1980s was build Yucca Mountain, but thanks to Harry Reid, that didn't happen. It was Harry Reid and NIMBYs in Nevada that blocked that project in the 80s. And now the Department of Energy has just released a survey for where to put a civilian nuclear waste repository. And I am hoping and praying that it gets built here in my state to provide clean, safe, and decent jobs for my wonderful South Carolina residents with me. So some of those liberals were John Locke and Adam Smith. Yes, classical liberalism is that point. Snow Bunny and Brussels sprout. So not quite a World War II bunker, but similar to. The amount of energy you get from a piece of uranium that you can fit in the palm of my hand or your hand is more than the amount of energy you get from burning an entire train car worth of coal. Think about that for a moment. We supersetting. We already at muscle fatigues. It's just a matter of moving the weights we're trying to maintain form. Well, those are working two different exercises, right? Those vertical flies, those are working the traps. And the hammer curls are working biceps. That being said, let's hit another set. It's hard for me to keep track of chat and hit sets. I'm trying to keep it moving. I usually try to get through my workouts in 90 minutes or less, and sometimes I don't do that if I talk too much in chat. It's a balance. I'm not trying to superset. Upright rows. I've always called these vertical flies, but if you call those upright rows, that's a good term too. I guess I realized yesterday, because someone else had come in, told me these are lat or side raises. I've always called them shoulder flies because, right, if this is a chest fly, why wouldn't this or that be a shoulder fly? Really, it's just terminology, so you can call them whatever you want, but as long as we understand the same exercise. Ooh, a little YYZ by Rush. All right. Or YYZ, I should say. Fucking Canadians. Side lateral raise. That's terminology, whatever. Fair enough. That's probably the right term. Some muscle being used, I guess. See, I care more about what muscle's being used than anything else, but you're probably right that it's called a side lateral raise. You're the second person in 2 days to come in here and tell me that's what it's called. Slow your eccentric down. All right. Well, yeah, that's the whole point behind negative sets. Starting to break form on those last ones. I'm late. By the way, it seems to me like you know a little bit about lifting. Are you a trainer? Are you a fellow fitness streamer? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Do you have some PRs, height, weight? It seems like you're giving out pretty decent advice. And with guys that are in really good shape, I always like listening to them. A guy named Komodo came in here yesterday, had a deadlift PR of over 600, and was a personal trainer, and gave me some decent tips. I played rugby league for like 50. Yeah, let's go! Dude, I love rugby. I wish it was more popular here in the States, but rugby's kick-ass, man. Yeah, if you're a runner, I'm gonna listen to whatever the hell you're telling me. I degloved a hand. Beautiful. All right, so we're done vertical flies. I think I had one more set of underhand, or one more set of wide grip rows too. I don't think I did a second set. 6'2", can bench 140 kilograms, so I assume that means you live abroad. For reps are around 10. 140 kilograms that's about 300 pounds. That's better than what I can do. I think I can hit that. I think the most I've ever done on 300 was 4 or 5. Squatting 180, that's about where I'm at. I think my PR on squat is 184. Whatever 405 is in metric. Deadlift PR is nowhere near as good as yours. My deadlift PR is 197, I think. 308, close enough, close enough. Dude, that's impressive. Those are some great numbers. So yeah, if you got more tips like that, I will absolutely take notes. I'm not really built to bench. Bench has always been my strong suit for some reason. I think it's because growing up with I had a couple leg injuries in high school football, so to stay on the team, I had to do workouts with the team, which meant upper body, upper body, upper body, upper body. Nika Chicken, do you have an opinion on the Ukraine war? Who do you think will win? I'm 6'2" with a 6'4" wingspan. I think I'm 6'3", and my wingspan's about the same, so I'm close to where you're at, maybe slightly shorter arms. I think my wingspan is, I want to say 6'2" or 6'3". Same 62, I see. Yeah, so who do you think will win? Frankly, nobody. I think that war is going to kind of get into I think the Russians have been really stupid. What they've done is they've created a second Afghanistan for themselves. It's going to drain the Russian system the same way that Afghanistan drained the Soviet Union in the 1980s. I think if they were intelligent, Putin would sue for peace, try and get the Donbass and Crimea, and let the rest of Ukraine become part of the EU. Because that would be a win to the Russian people. There's an argument to be made about Crimea being Russian anyway. I wouldn't necessarily say a good one, but a plausible one, and it would allow Ukraine to, begin the long road to recovery, which is important. Moreover, it would help the world economy by stopping all this foolish embargo nonsense. War is about the most inflationary thing you can do. So if you want global inflation to stop, you got to sue for peace. I know the Ukrainians don't like that idea, but I don't know, man. Frankly, I just think the United States shouldn't really get all that involved. I think it is an invasion, and what Putin is doing is wrong. And what I'm arguing for may sound like appeasement, but I think you do that, you let the rest of Ukraine get into, maybe not NATO, but at least the EU, and let it integrate into Western Europe. The unfortunate reality is, even if, let's say, Ukraine wins, they take back even Crimea, get back to the pre-2014 borders, you're going to have a massive Russian population in those areas that is always going to cause political instability and trouble. So I'm not sure it actually helps the Ukrainian government to have those territories. In fact, you give them over to the Russians, all of a sudden, the Russians have to deal with all those problems. Putin got cancer and wanted to have one last fight. I'm not convinced that's true. There's been a lot of misinformation there. He may be sick, but he may be healthy. There's really no way of knowing. Hardest part about fitness industry is the most colluded and biased. I found some pretty good results. I've been doing this for 15 years, so I've got advice. Lucas Wolf, thank you very much for the first time chat. You're quite educated for an American, no offense. Well, I'd like to try and make myself a Renaissance man. I read a lot. I went to a good school, frankly. My school, we haven't ever produced a president, but one of the presidents, the president with the best resume ever, actually, George Bush the First, loved A&M so much they built his library there instead of Yale, where he went to college. So that's a pretty good endorsement. I think, people love to say that Americans are uneducated and insular, but I think that's partially a geographical thing. There is a long-standing history of the United States being wanting to be a little bit more isolationist, and I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. I think a lot of the time we try to go out and do something ostensibly for good reason, and we end up causing more harm than good. What is your aim for lifting? Right now, I'm on the last couple weeks of a cut cycle. So right now, I'm actually trying to lose body fat, and this is more to maintain. I'm going to go into maintenance mode, really just kind of enjoy where my body's at, because I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. Then I'm going to go for a bulk cycle, try and put on a little bit more muscle mass, a little bit more strength come October, November when it starts cooling off. And, well, frankly, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas time, you're going to be, getting tons of food. That's the perfect time to, bulk up a little bit more. Most educated Americans have superficial knowledge of stuff that's already good. You seem to have deep knowledge, which is amazing. I think the reason for that is because I'm an engineer. That's my theory. That's the other thing the United States really needs. We need more engineers in government. We need fewer lawyers and businessmen. Lawyers are the natural enemy of the engineer. All right, let's go for a little Van Halen. Hey, Sheriff, thank you very much for the cheer. Yeah, check it out. We got the new artwork up there. When are you bulking, though? Probably late October through November, maybe even December. We'll see. My goal is I'm at 212 pounds right now. I'd like to get down to about 208 by the 4th of July, and then kind of maintain around there for a few months. The problem is that it gets really very hot. Like in this garage, it's already getting well into the 80s in here. It's only going to get hotter in the next couple of months because I live in the South. And whenever you bulk, right, the thermic effect of food means you're going to be a lot warmer. And I don't, right, that's gonna do negative things to my sleep. So it's better I prefer to bulk in the winter and cut for the summer. Plus, I'm going to the beach this weekend, so like, I want that beach vibe, All right. Let's hit up another what body fat you're looking for. Right now I'm just about 13%. I'd like to get to about 12. I thought about going for 10, but frankly, I've noticed the harder I push on cutting below about 12 is where I start feeling like just weak, and I don't like that feeling. And frankly, there's just no real reason to, so. All right, let's hit this. Come on. I'm stalling, I need more time. I need to lift a little bit more. Yuck. All right, wide grip. Come on, get a few more. All right, that's 15. Okay. This is some reverse curls. Love the discussion today. Chat's been super active, and I love that. It's hard to find a balance sometimes between keeping up with chat and repping out. Doing the best I can there. Some forehand, reverse curls. These bad boys are good for you. All right. I think that's all I need for the belt today, so we'll put this out. How about that? Should require a higher education physics engineers and government. We don't need a requirement for it, we need more encouragement. Some wide ass grip rows, next bent over row, can we have a side profile? Bristly narrow it quite a bit. Those are deliberately wide. No, I didn't do all of my rows like that. I promise you guys that. I do, right? So, I think Nika, you weren't here for this. I was doing, normal width rows both forward and underhand, but I also like doing some wide grip rows. I can feel it a little bit in a different part in my back. Can you have a side profile? That was the last row set I got today, so next time. All right. Fuck. There we go. Come on. Not bad. We're going to do 2 sets of that. All right. Let's hit regular bicep curls. Hey, if you'll try to push that. You're doing a bicep curl and hit yourself in the shoulder, 0 tension left on working muscle. That's true. Utef Madara, since you're new here, you said you're from you play rugby, and you mentioned measuring shit in kilograms and pounds, or sorry, kilograms and inches. Are you in the UK, Australia, New Zealand? I feel like it's one of those 3. If you are, you're Australian? Let's go. I love Australians. Y'all are British Texans. Fantastic. No, Australia's a beautiful country. I'd love to go visit Queensland. drink beer, y'all play rugby, you have a good time. All right, let me do another set. British Texans. You are? Look. Okay. So I say that's a compliment because I'm a Texan. I wasn't born there, but it's the longest I've lived in any one place. I've lived in a shit ton of different places. I grew up in a military family is why. What does that say about us actual Texans? That we're fucking awesome? I just wish Texas would play more rugby and less football, because rugby's a better sport. Sue me. I love American football, but rugby might be the greatest sport mankind has ever invented. I ain't even wear a mouth guard. Okay, that's stupid, you should. That's a good way to get your fucking teeth knocked out. Don't do that. Too hard to speak shit with a mouth guard in. That's fair. There are some mouth guards, actually, this may be something useful from American football. There are some mouth guards that American football players use, especially linebackers, running backs, centers, and quarterbacks that allow you to talk a little bit better. So you may want to take a look at that. I'm gonna join the gay rugby team in Dallas I just learned about. Dude, I was on that team, actually, a few years ago. Get out. Small world, yeah. I think they were, it wasn't the Mavericks, it was, great they were, but dude, I've been on that team. They're fantastic. They had a dental mode. The dental made one cost me $300 and I still gag. Ouch. Be a terrible homo. Hey, it is Pride Month. I don't really do a whole lot of the rainbow, cheery kind of stuff. Respect my LGBT fam that's on this channel. I'm actually bi, but it's not really something, I don't define myself by who I like. Oh, right, I was the one who told you about that. Dude, you should. They're fantastic guys. They'll teach you the game. You will get beat up the first time you play, but it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to get in shape. Oh no, these are still 50. Leave alone. Wait. There we go. Come on. See, I can't do this. The dumbbells are too wide for me to do that. You see how they're at my hips. I guess I can do this. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. See, if I want them even to my hips. Alright. No, I like that though. I'm gonna go down weight and keep them in front of my hips to keep the elbows a bit more tucked in. No, I like what you're saying. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. What are you lifting, dude? Beer cans. For Sci-Fi, welcome. These are power blocks. They're adjustable dumbbells. I'll give you a view of them. So, why do I have these? Well, it's because I can change the weight on them without having an entire rack of dumbbells. Because this space also has to function as my garage for both myself and my roommate, space is at a premium in here. As a result, I don't have a place to put, 10 different sets of dumbbells of different weights. So these kind of solve that problem. They're not perfect, they get the job done. Just doing a little work, just seeing a lot of the arm. No, for sure. That's unfortunately, if I want to start from here, there's not much I can do about it because of the shape of the weights. How double box? I don't know what that means. Are you asking how the power blocks work? Let me do another set of forehand curls and then I'll explain those a little bit more. No, but I agree. I could probably, if I made it stricter, get the elbows tucked in more, I'd get a better burn. So I'll do that for sure. I already did forehand curls. Let's see, how many are we doing? That's 6 sets of traps. You've done back, let's see, 2, 5, 6, 8, and then biceps 2, 4, 6. All right, this will be 8. So that's 6, 8, it's 14. This will be 22. We got 30 sets. Just prone to cause injuries. Do you have a plan you follow, or do you make it as you go? In general, I have a plan. I posted that on my Discord. I have a lot of good advice on there, I would say. It's been nice having 2 people in a row. Usually this doesn't happen. The fact that it's happened twice in a row is rather unusual. With 2 people who are into working out a little bit more. All right, here we go. We're gonna keep them real strict inside. I should just use the curling bar for this, honestly. I have one, I'm just being lazy and I don't want to get it. I might do a 3rd set of those, or another set of those. That was pretty good. In front of the hips suck. I have a curling bar right here. I'm just being lazy and I'm not using it. I really should just be using this. I just didn't feel like loading it today. Oh, I could have just used a straight bar right here. It's probably the move, honestly. Yeah, you know what the hell with it. That's what I'm gonna do. We go real heavy. I'm gonna go heavier on it. Really just try and maybe I'll only get 6 or 7 reps, but go a little bit better on it. It's not an easy bar. I like the straight curling bar. Yeah, I don't have an easy bar. I have a wish list if y'all want to get me one, but front of the hips suck as it hurts more. I don't feel like it's hurting. I feel like it's actually better, like it's burning. It's in the good way. It's not like I'm damaging something. All right, we do one more here. We'll do back over flies. It's a bit too low. These, I'm holding right here. I actually don't know what the official name for these is, but I feel them in my rear delts, and I really enjoy that. Rear delts are underrated as a muscle. They're harder to work, but I feel like if you want to complete back, it's a good thing to hit. I don't do these at very heavy weight. I don't need to. I call them back flies. I don't know what the actual term is for them. So the biggest thing is I noticed in them, slow down your motion, full range of motion on the way down. All right. Duly noted. I'll try and go slower on the next set. I'll just use the straight bar at this point. All right. What song do I want next? Let's go. These are good songs, but none of them are like super workout-y. I'm not really feeling Motorhead. Because if I play Motorhead, I'm gonna do the set way too fast. That's the trouble. Motorhead's awesome for like burnout sets, but it's usually too fast to really hit strong. Let's go with, what do I got? Well, let's go with Molly Hatchet. That'll work. Reverse flies. App's popping today. I appreciate that. I have been trying to cut. Hey, 39 viewers, I like that. That's pretty good. All right, we're gonna move you guys actually. We're gonna move y'all a little closer. Molly Hatchet, straight out of the swamps of Florida. Yeah, I would, so I'm gonna talk about this before I get started here. I would normally do, I like a lot of the apps that are out there, but unfortunately due to the industry I work in, so on Mondays and Tuesdays a lot of the times I'll go to my work site and work and lift there, but due to the industry I'm in, having my phone is kind of a no-no in a lot of those places, so I don't have access to it. There's not really any internet connection out there, so it's a little bit tough on that front. Damn, went down to 39 to 25 just because I mentioned it, I'm sure. Making breakfast, good, Brussels sprout. I'm definitely trying to stay low on calories. I want to target's like 2,200 right now. So what do? I work in the nuclear industry. If you saw the stuff, find a program you like and write them down. I've done that in the past. I've actually done super squats, and you've noticed like I do pencil and paper to write my shit down. Hey, Phoenix, good to see you. No Wi-Fi? Yeah, no, I can't even have my phone on me during the day, which is why, like, a lot of the times I won't be on my Discord midday, during the work week. But, it is what it is. The pay is good, the cost of living here is dirt cheap, and I have some ethical qualms about what I do, but it's an industry I like. I'll tell you what, though. No industry on this earth, I think, is as over-regulated as the U.S. nuclear industry. Some of the stories I could tell you, oh my God. See what the temperature is in here. It's getting warmer, 82. That's 27-ish degrees, 28. So the Dallas rugby team isn't active right now. Damn, maybe COVID killed it off. That would suck. All right, let's hit a set. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ooh, feel that. I'm going to suggest trying these seated. How the hell would I do that? My arms are too long for that. If I was sitting down trying these, it'd be on the floor. I wouldn't be able to get them off and keep them up cleanly. That doesn't make any sense. Put that bench upright. By the way, those do work pretty well. So I've made it a few times. I thought I was here to drop a follow. Thank you very much, Phoenix. I appreciate that. Thank you. Genuinely, I do appreciate that a lot. So your legs together. What are you talking, this? Because that's just a shoulder fly. All right, bring your legs out. Like this. I'm just gonna hit my knees. I can try and back a little bit, but sort of bend over and keep your head up. See, if I do that, there's no way for me to do that without the dumbbells being on the floor. And if I, I'm gonna try. I feel like I'm just gonna hit my knees. No, legs together in front. Oh, I see. Are you talking like this? I feel that more on my triceps. I'm game. I'll give it a shot. I prefer the way I do it there because I feel like I can really get a full range of motion, but I'm game. Always love to try new things. Always try to learn. It's important. Keep your head up. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna do another set of eyes. All right. Ooh. All right, me get another song here. We'll get going. Huge amount of tension in the elbow. All right. Please just wait on that. I'm gonna do another set. Trying to keep up with chat and also trying to get my workout. It's getting a bit tough. Let me do this set and then I'll read through all of that. That's not something you need to do. You're fine. I just need to do my next set first. Let's get, there we go. A little black Sabbath-on. There we go. It's almost like a preacher curl. Come on! Give me 2 more. Start to break form. That'll be enough. All right. I think we're done with that. I would say that was pretty good form. I'm sure you have criticism, but I do appreciate it. Your criticism has been very constructive. Spread them legs to touch, of course. Feeling at your chest, which means you're not making the connection to the side lats. Lock elbow, then just relax the touch. Okay. A lot better, I appreciate that. Constructive criticism is always appreciated. Positive feedback and encouragement is also appreciated. Costs nothing to be nice. Okay, so move this up a little bit further. Now get back. Into space. Okay. Untuck my nuts because I don't really feel like clapping them. Crushing them in between my thighs. Be bad. Okay. Let me reread everything because you gave me like 10 different messages on what to do. All right. Legs out, legs together. We're on both sides. Elbows slightly relaxed. Okay. How your legs are positioned on curls, I don't think matters, frankly. It's the same thing with shoulder press and military press. A lot of guys like pressing legs together. A lot of guys like shoulder width apart. A lot of guys like taking a wide stance. To me, I've never found a difference, and the same applies to biceps. Yeah, all right. So, bend over, head up. Hang on. I just scoot back a little bit on the chair. I feel like I'm about to fall off. Just a balance thing for me. Yeah, a lot of guys find that they don't have a good stable balance if they're narrow. I find that I do. Yeah, at that point it's more of a personal preference thing. But that's good advice. I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate you coming on. By the way, guys like you, I really encourage you to join the Discord because I love having people with lots of knowledge who really know their shit come on there. I have a guru role for guys that are helpful and give the community lots of advice. Let me do another set here. I gotta come off further off the bench because the dumbbells are hitting the bench if I do that. That's a little bit better. Okay, relax the elbows a bit. That's not bad. I don't really feel a difference, but it's not bad either. Then again, I also did push yesterday, so it would be natural that my triceps are just a bit sore. All right. 2 sets of that. I'll do another set of that. Might hit some concentration curls too. So stand doesn't matter when sitting, doesn't matter when it's standing. For what exercise? Extreme chance. Also, thanks for the first time chat. Welcome in. Dare challenge for $1 million. Would you wear Biden's underwear for 1 year? Yes. Head up. Great shoulder engagement. Well, but this isn't a shoulder exercise. I'm trying to get my rear delts. Like, I guess I should specify. Like, trying to get a little bit more back here and a little bit less up here. Right. I do this on my push days, which I know is a bit counterintuitive, but that's more of a shoulder workout to me. Yeah, extreme chance. Thank you for the first time chat. It really does depend on what exercise you're talking about here. It's just super tight on the legs caused me to swing. Yeah. Your name's a bit misleading. How? Chair sitter, thank you for the first time chat. Can you explain why? I love it when people come in here and just like say stuff like that, and then refuse to elaborate. Welcome to the first time chat. How's my name misleading? I can explain why I chose this name actually. I used to be Beer Batter Dag. Was expecting someone a bit more buff. Okay, that's you know, it's a bit of a kick to the nuts. It's like that's the first thing you're gonna come in here and say. Appreciate that, I really do. You know, I'm doing my best in here. Been lifting for 15 years and my body's a work in progress just like everyone else's. Like, bruh. Numbers are pretty good for someone who's natty. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best in the world, because I ain't. I gotta humble myself, and I've been, you know, doing a lot of that. But, shit, I don't get people like that. I mean, by all means, stick around. If you have constructive criticism, come on in here and tell me what I'm doing wrong or what I can do to get better, but like, kind of a dick move to just come in here and, you know, say shit like that. All right, let's hit concentration curl next. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of those guys, I don't know, I very seldom get trolls on my channel. It's unusual. I really do try to be positive. And, you know, again, it's important for me to stay humble. There's nothing wrong with that, but like, boy, at some level, if you're gonna talk smack, shit, you know, if you're gonna talk smack, man, be ready to back it up. Maybe you're really fucking strong and you know, you wanna just flex on someone else's channel. I mean, I get that. Stick around, man. Yeah, it's in that vein pop. Come on. Oh yeah, standing military overhead press. I think you can do it with whatever stance. I tend to be a bit more narrow, but you don't have to be. I think what matters a lot more than how wide your legs are during a military press is making sure your knees aren't doing a push press. Push presses are fine, but there's a difference between a shoulder press and a push press. Shoulder press and military press are effectively the same thing, by the way. Slow down. week finish. Better. Better. All right. Let's see. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Extreme Chance. Unless you're doing them a CrossFit challenge. Overhead press, it's just shoulder width apart. Oh, if you're talking here, yeah, shoulder width apart's about right. For behind the neck press, if you're doing a shoulder press like this, and I'll do that sometimes, I'll usually go a bit wider because it feels more comfortable in my wrists. But yeah, I would say don't do a shoulder press in here. That would risk injury. But yeah, about shoulder press, shoulder width apart for a regular press is a good idea. Yeah. All right. So let's see what we got here. Let's see. 6 shrugs. Back we've done 2. 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. I'm gonna do one more set of back fly. I'm gonna do one more set of those flies. I like those. Those were good. Let's do that. I'm gonna do another set of concentration curls and then I'm gonna do that. All right, so let's see. Biceps we've done 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 sets. Okay, so we got 2 more sets of biceps. So I'm gonna do one more set of concentrations. And I'm gonna do a burnout set on curls. And then I got 2 more sets of back. So we got 4 more sets left. Here we go. Yeah, I'll do one more set of concentration curls because I have the weight available. A little water. Yeah. I'm not as built out as I'd like to be, but I am fairly lean right now, which I'm happy about. Comments like that just irritate me. This is like I'm more than willing to take criticism, but unconstructive criticism is just irritating. I guess it's a good motivator because I'm pissed off now a little bit. Trying not to let it get to me. It's hard to. You gotta stay stoic. Focus only on that which you can control. It's a big part of my philosophy. Come on. I like it. Come on. It's only 12. I wanted more. That's good. We go back into the set flies. Oh. Are you left or right-handed? I'm right-handed, actually. This is what I have them. This ain't gonna be this ain't about for this. Start with left. Yeah, I should have there, because I ended right on the last one that I did right to begin with. That was a mistake. Yeah, some people throw shade and fitness folk who don't use gear. I can't use gear. If I did, I'd get fired from my job. I do get drug tested for everything. Even CBD, which is legal in all 50 states in the United States. I can't even possess it. If I do, I get arrested, or not arrested, but I get fired. Unfortunately, my employer is trapped in the 1980s when it comes to anything remotely related to hemp or cannabis. It's an unfortunate byproduct of what I do. Oh, this is off. There we go. All right, last set on this. So we'll do some single arm rows. Always lead with non-dominant. Why does it matter? It's horrible. The rules have to be followed. The nuclear industry is a weird, weird beast, man. Yeah, I have so many stories. 2 years when I retire, or right there. I won't be able to retire before I turn 30, by the way. Okay, head up, head up. Come on. Nope, head up, head up, head up. All right, that's not bad. I think. All right, so that gives me 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay, so I have one more set of curls and one more set of back. So we're gonna do bent over rows, single arm, and then we're gonna do a burnout set on bicep curls. This one, by the way, is not going to have, it'll be passable for him, but that's not the purpose of this exercise. For burnout sets, the point is to just rep, 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 rep. So that's probably what we're gonna do here. In the meantime, set up. For that, start off with 40s. Oh. 180 for, yeah, we'll go 80 for the single arm row. AMRAPs, something like that. Delty Walty, Dan Garage looking fresh. It's not bad. The mosquitoes are a bitch though. Extreme Chance, thank you very much for the lurk. Appreciate you stopping in, and I appreciate the follow. We've had quite a few today, so we're probably well over 1,400, which makes me happy. I'd like to hit 2,000 by the end of the year. That would be the goal. But one thing I'm going to miss on my bulk is this kind of goes away. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a good feeling. You can sort of see it when I'm standing upright, but if I kind of hunch back a little bit, you can really see it. It's you know, 'cause you do them sort of lifting style poses, right? It's that sort of stuff. Excuse me, drinking lots of water. There it is. There was more to that. Okay, so penultimate set. It's a temp in here. 83. Yeah, that's about right. It's getting warmer. This is 83, I guess I should specify. That would be 20, between 28 and 29 C in here. Very hot. Honestly, it's gonna get hotter. It's normally, on a lot of these workouts by this point, it'll be closer to 90 degrees, which is more like 32, 33 C. Thursday afternoon streams are gonna be pretty tough the next few months. It'll typically be between 35 and 40 C in here. And you know, I've got a box fan running, you can see that, but that's just the best I've got. I don't have an air conditioner in here. The electrical system's already pretty overburdened with 2 electric cars, and I can't really add much more to the system without having needing some electrical upgrades, which cost more than I'm willing to put out right now. I thought about doing it. I may still, but all right. Last set on back. We have 2 more sets total. This one's real simple, just single arm rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eventually solar. I thought about going solar, but the problem is because of nuclear here, the cost of electricity is very low, so solar doesn't really pay for itself. Plus, my roof is kind of getting old, and I'd probably have to replace my roof first. That's like an additional $10,000 I need to pay. But what's the point? You work in nuclear and still struggling with electricity? I don't work in the nuclear power section of the industry. Yeah, that's right. Peace sells, but who's buying? Here we go. Come on. Oh, that last one was tough. Switch. Yeah, it's that section of the nuclear industry. That's it. I can feel the burn on that. Roll back towards the hip. Why? I'm not being dismissive, I'm genuinely curious. Because I can feel that a lot really well. Right, but why should I go up and back towards the hip? What does that do? Why is that better? It's like when I'm doing that, right, what I have been, right here, I can feel it really squeezing that. I feel it really squeezing right back here in the lat muscle. Back engagement versus shoulder. I don't feel that in my shoulder at all though. Like that, my shoulder, I don't feel anything from that. I already did bent over rows earlier too, so in terms of getting to the hip, I've already done that. All right. That can be from years with it though, being conditioned. I guess, I haven't done that exercise for that long. I can try it, that's the only set of that I'm gonna do today. This is my last set in the workout and then we're done, but let me write that down. I'll try it next time. Once you reach a stage, you can't go up weight. Well, that was an 80-pound dumbbell. That's 36 kilograms. It's already pretty good. Once I reach that stage, well, 90 is the highest I can go on that, so maybe we'll reach that point. Nothing you're doing wrong. I gotcha. No, I'll give that a shot. That's good advice. Let me write that down. Single arm row, back towards hip instead of straight up. Got it. Shara, thank you very much for the bits there, and see you there with the. Are those the pride hearts? Is that what all that is? You can cut a steak with a butter knife, but steak knife's more effective. I guess. I mean, I'll give it a try. I think that was pretty good. I'm not sure that's a butter knife. I think they're both probably steak knives. I'm sure there's benefit to, right, you know, pulling it back here versus pulling it up here. Oh, no virtual hug? I appreciate that. You guys get, if you stick around to the end of the broadcast, that's when I normally get on hugs. So, absolutely. Hugs, not drugs. Okay, final set. This one's gonna be a burnout set. So we're gonna do 80, a single arm row, curl, 40 to 10, burnout. This is gonna be for reps, so much easier to explain in person. Oh, for sure. It's harder to go by medium, but you know, I do the best I can. I definitely feel, like I can feel it in my lats when I do those, so. Snow Bunny, always good to see you in chat. Okay, this is the last set. Let me get a little bit of water. Here, hit this. little bit of ice left over. Okay. Here we go. Gonna finish off with Turn Up the Radio by Autograph. Yes, I like 80s, cheesy ass 80s hair metal for lifting too. It works out well. Do a co-stream. Good. It's probably really late down in Oz though by this point. It's probably close to midnight where you're at. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Let's hit this. Switch fast, 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 fast. Burn out. 30. Oh, I'm cramping up. Come on. Yeah, I'm dying out here. That's just 11. Yes, come on, come on, come on, come on. Finish. Finish strong. Finish strong. That's low. That's my growth straight's failing on me too. Damn. Come on, real quick, real quick. Final set. Lightweight. Come on. All right, we're done. Ouchie. Woo! You feel that? Is the form perfect on all of those? No. Is that the point of a burnout set? No. You go for reps on stuff like that. All right, it is time to go inside. I am covered in sweat, and it is time to hit handstand push-ups and a whole pint for Europeans, non-Americans, I should say. About half a liter of raw egg whites. I do that for several reasons, which I'll explain later. Hey, another follow. Thank you very much. Theo No Dues, thank you very much. And Crown Me Out, thank you as well. Welcome on in, everybody. So we've got a fair number of people here. Can I get some hype in chat? We are going to go inside. We're going to do some handstand push-ups. And we're going to chug some raw egg whites. Honestly, it was all right. Yeah. Again, for burnouts, it's a little bit less consequential. Here we go. Time for some handstand push-ups. Hey, Hungry Libre, I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome on in. Whew. So we're gonna do handstand push-ups, we're gonna hit protein powder, we're gonna hit our egg white shake, do some abs, and then we will do the Q&A. So, whew. Plug the laptop in for just a moment, let it get some juice. First, I need to fill up the compost jug. It's exactly what you guys think it is. Stand by. Oh yeah. Now, before you all start passing judgment on what I'm doing, there is actually a reason I do this. Why do I do this? Well, it's because, oh my God, that feels so good. Caffeine makes my bladder tiny. The reason I do this is because I do composting, right? And with composting, you need lots of nitrogen to break down all the brown compost stuff. And what you do is maybe about 1/8 of the way up, fill this up with piss, fill the rest with water, and then pour it on your compost pile outside. The reason you do this, again, is because it gives you just enough nitrogen from human urine to break down the compost material faster, which gives you better compost you can use for your soil. That here, though, yes, sir, or sorry, yes, ma'am. Right. Good to see you back, Phoenix System. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. By the way, do you see? November 2024. Mano y mano. Welcome back to College Station for the first time in 13 years. Yeah. All right. Let me drop off my shoes on the shoe pile. Get me a mat, or a shirt rather, for my abs, because otherwise I'm gonna sit here and make farting noises every time I do a sit-up, and that's no fun. But first, it's time for handstand push-ups. So can I get some hype and chat for that? I work too much while you don't me. Fair enough. I respect that, man. Or sorry, damn it. At this point, it's a running gag. I'm really sorry. No, but seriously. That's why you don't see me. Hey, gotta make that, gotta make that bread. I totally get it. Anyway, where are we at? 38%? Okay, we've got enough. Let's get some hype going. Handstand push-ups time. Wait till you see my dick. If that's a strap-on joke based. Or if you're trans, also based. Either way. Ain't no judgment here, fam. All right, handstand push-ups, y'all. Hype up. So if you like what I do, let me go ahead and put it in the Discord channel. If you really like what I do and you want to hang out more off hours, Discord channel is where it's at. Because you keep calling me a dude, so no, I feel so bad about that. Because I know you're not one, and then I remember it's just a Freudian slip at this point, or something. Okay, here we go. Handstand push-ups. Full disclosure, my feet do occasionally touch the wall while I'm doing this. I have the strength to do it, it's the balance that I lack. And I'm slowly getting better, but it's a work in progress. It's also really hard to do these after a workout. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, hoop. Oh. So again, if you like what I do, check out that Discord link. I think that was either 7 or 8, and I am dizzy now. My roommate's 5-hour energy just laying on the ground. All right, I'm gonna knock out some abs before I chug the egg whites, because fuck that. If you like my new vid on the Discord, I'll take a look at it. Hot take, girls have one, it's just small. Technically, I mean, what is the clitoris? Like my new vid on that, yeah. I will take a look at it. I don't think I saw that one. I could also just be forgetting because the blood rushes to my head after doing those and I get dizzy. So, all right, so abs. Let me push back the camera a little bit and not crush my headphones. Here's what I do for abs. It depends on whether or not it's an odd day or an even day. Today's the 16th, so it's an even day. I am going to do 6 inches, planks, side planks, and then I think today it'll be leg raises and crunches. All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4.
6 inches is really simple. Keep your legs straight. Keep your heels 6 inches off the ground and hold it. It's not a complicated exercise. And I just realized I've been a moron and I forgot to take off my socks, which means I'm going to have no grip whenever I turn to do planks. So I'm going to stop it at a minute and take my socks off. It's nice as you can sort of see my the other sides of my abs here. That's kind of cool. 40. Come on. 49, 50. Eight, 59. Socks off. Oh, much better. Yes. Now I have actual traction, which is important. Perfect. No obliques. Oh, you'll see them even better on the side planks. Maybe you won't, I don't know. 2, 3, up. There we go. Come on, 45 seconds. Happy Pride indeed. Again, you won't see a ton of that stuff on my channel, but wish the best for all my LGBT fam. I'm not using the larger acronym. LGBT is annoyingly long enough. Seen this fucking 2LGBTQQQQ plus exclamation mark @ symbol hashtag no. Come on. Come on. And switch. Oh. There we go. GSM, gender and sexuality minorities. I like that, actually. You just say like, no, GSM's good. I like that. I would switch to that. Come on, 5 more seconds. 7, 8, 9. Although the way it seems like, I think partially because of Pride, like each generation is gayer, so to speak, than the previous one. I think that's partially because it's just more acceptable. You don't have to hide it anymore. So people who would have been in the closet decades ago are not anymore. But may well be that they may not quite be minorities after a long enough timeline. Nothing ever needs to be added because that covers everything. Yeah, I like that. All these people aren't afraid to hide. Yeah, I mean, I do think hetero is still probably the majority of people. I think most people probably are hetero. But I also think it's a spectrum. Like, you can like, because masculine to feminine is a spectrum too. You know, you either have a male stuff or female stuff going on with your body, but like, there are masculine and feminine traits. I don't know. Gender, all that gender nonsense is stupid. Just love people for who they are. That's way better. I wish you could top everyone. Cheeks are dope, but I can only do it like threesomes. Didn't wish it was pant. I wish it was pant. Hey! Well, that's pretty funny. Talking about GSM. That gay taxpayer. I like that name. That's pretty cool, actually. That's not bad. That gay taxpayer, welcome on in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Come on. All right, so we're gonna do raised leg sits, or rather raised legs. This works the lower abs. So, right, what most people think is a 6-pack is really an 8-pack. You've got the top 2 abdominal muscles right around the bottom of the rib cage, 2 more below that, 2 more around the belly button, and then 2 more sort of at the belt line. This works those bottom 4. Great part to come into. Yeah, seriously, you could not have timed yourself better. I very seldom talk about the gender kind of stuff because it's just not my scene. I don't care about social issues very much. But you came in at a rare point where we were talking about it, so welcome. And welcome all new first-time people, because I see 42 people in here. That's a lot more than normal. My name is BullMuscle. I do weightlifting streams. I do give weightlifting advice, diet advice, financial advice. You see in the top left corner that way. That I will be financially independent in 600 odd days. That means I will be financially independent and able to retire before I turn 30. If you want more details on how I did that, once we're done with the few abs we got left, and then we knock down our raw egg whites, we'll do the Financial Fitness Fridays section of the stream, which is a Q&A. So, let's do another set. So here, the key is to try and keep the knees in front of the hips as much as possible. Curl up at the hips. $28. $36. 40. Oh, 41. Oh, that's on fire. 19 more to go. I am itchy, like, everywhere. I think mosquitoes are biting through my pants at one point. It's awful. I opened the door for one set, literally one set in my workout. Mosquitoes came flying in. Come on, 19 more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Frankly, what interests me more about your name is not that gay, but it's taxpayer. Respect from a fellow taxpayer. The power of the homo algorithm. Speak its name and they will come. Phrasing. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Phrasing right there, I'd have to say. All right, last set. Some crunches. Make screen doors now. Even the Waltons had them. So Sardonic Jeff. So here's the thing, right? When I'm doing those pull-ups, I'm doing them in the door frame, so I can't have a screen door there, which means mosquitoes get in. I have traps too, like, it's just, they are more aggressive here than anywhere else I've been in the United States with the exception of Louisiana. Here we go. this down a little bit so I'm not making fart noises every time I set up. Or I crunch, rather. Oh. Alright, we're done with abs. Woo! Time to chug raw egg whites. And because the audience has been so large today, y'all are getting an extra 8 ounces of raw egg whites on the house. So you're going to knock down 16 fluid ounces of raw egg whites. That is an entire pint, and it is very gross. Why would I do this? For those of you who are new to the channel, is because the macros are incredible. 250 calories. Oh, no, sorry. Wait, did I get that right? Let me make sure I found the right bottle. Oh, that one's not open yet. This one? It's this one. 250 calories. Actually, it might be like 210 calories or something like that. Either way, I think it's like 200 calories, 48 grams of protein. But here we go. This Kirkland brand cage-free egg whites. This is always really gross. These are raw versus cooked. I might go get some. I'm sure I can do raw. You can cook them. It's just the trouble, as I've found, is you put them on a frying pan, it sticks. And if you don't want it to stick, you have to use oil, which is introducing a bunch of fat. Calories are good. Calories are fuel. Yeah, I'm on a cut cycle, though. I'm trying to run a 4-digit deficit. I want to go kind of hardcore mode from here to the 4th of July. Here we go. 1. Hold up. That's better. There we go. You just have to relax your throat, let it go down. I learned this, you better believe I learned that from chugging malt liquor in college. Doga, doga, doga. I was not a frat boy in college, but as an engineering major, life was so busy for us most of the time that we had a grand total of 3 days to party, and party we did. Those days were before semester began, after midterms, and after finals. And all the engineering majors would get drunk as shit, myself included. This is where beer-battered Aggie syndrome, part of what that originally comes from. The other part is that my A&M, my Aggies, always let me down. Sardonic Jeff, we had a guy just a little while ago in here who is Aussie rugby player, super into fitness, giving me some great tips, great advice. Hope he shows back up. The name escapes me at the moment, but he was talking like a ton earlier. Snow Bunny, you saw him. I don't know what his name was. Let me finish. We don't waste anything, so I've thrown a little bit of water in here. I'm going to knock down the rest. Ugh. Oh, that's gross. Wash out one more time. Throw that in my protein shake because I can't taste it in there. We'll have our protein, and then we're going to talk financial fitness. God, that's gross. Put that in my recycling bin. Oh, it's so much better. It gets the taste of fucking egg whites out of my mouth. Yuck. Okay, so let us set up here. Plug the laptop in.
turn off the Braun animation. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. We'll turn on my lovely little spotlight. Watch this. And oh, I turned it down. Much better. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, the egg whites. Oh, and you better believe, Phoenix. You best believe I'm one of those eggs. I am a red-ass egg, but I'm also self-aware. Yes, we are a cult. But Phoenix, I don't know about you, but I'm stoked. The rivalry game is back on. You know what's stupid, though? As a fucking SEC, gotta have the ringer, not Aggie. Facts. That's spitting fucking facts right there. It can be a silver ring. It can be a fucking, you gotta have the ring. But, no, with, SEC was doing something fucking stupid. Bothers me so much. They had a vote of the current 14 teams. 5 of them, A&M was one of them, voted for a 9-game schedule with 3 permanent rivals, which is what it should be because there are way too many good rivalry games. The other 9 voted against and wanted an 8-game schedule with 1 permanent rival, which is dumb because what that's going to do is it's going to pair y'all up with Oklahoma, and it means the Lone Star Showdown is going to be an every other year type thing. Ask Nebraska fans why they left the Big 12, and this is why. Texas demanded Oklahoma pick 1 permanent rivalry game per year. It was either them or the Huskers. Oklahoma picked Texas, and Nebraska fans remembered that. I actually lived in Nebraska in high school, and they profoundly disliked the Longhorns for that reason, because Nebraska-Oklahoma was such an underrated rivalry. It was excellent. The best rivalry, the second, it was either that or the Border War were the best 2 rivalries in the Big 8. But yeah, it pisses me off because I didn't want Texas in the conference to begin with because Texas wrecks conferences. Y'all do. It's just whenever the Longhorns have a good year, they demand special treatment, and instantly all the rest of the conference begins to hate them. But if y'all are going to come in, you have to make the Lone Star Showdown a once-a-year type thing. I mean, holy crap, like, come on. It's the most obvious rivalry you could have. Ridiculous. I agree. Now, honestly, full on, I think Texas is about the only, it's one of maybe like 3 or 4 schools that could pull off being an independent. I think Texas would do better as a independent than Notre Dame would, and that is not something I say lightly. I don't like Notre Dame either, but I think Texas is a big enough brand to where they could totally be independent and it would work. Honestly, what should have happened is in 1994, when the Southwest Conference was kind of disintegrating, Texas should have left for the Pac-12, let A&M go to the SEC, and made the Lone Star Showdown an out-of-conference rivalry the same way that South Carolina plays Clemson, Georgia plays Georgia Tech, stuff like that. Dodgers moved out of Brooklyn years before I was born. I still hold a grudge against them. I see the Bernie Sanders method. Although, in fairness to Bernie Sanders, he actually did live in Brooklyn when the Dodgers moved out. I didn't want to do it that way. Yeah, it was dumb. Nah, Texas actually, in the 90s, Texas tried to get Texas and A&M to go to the Pac-10 at the time because the Utah and Colorado hadn't joined, so it was the Pac-10. And Texas negotiated on A&M's behalf without asking A&M if they wanted to do it. And A&M, in the meantime, had been like, maybe we should look at the SEC. And I really wish we had done that in the 90s instead. Because I think that's the healthiest possible way to get the dynamic restored between the two teams. Because I don't know about y'all. And I don't think it's quite the same, but like, when it comes to A&M versus Texas, we make each other do stupid shit, and that's when whenever we're competing with each other, we make each other do stupid shit, because we view y'all as an existential threat for deep and historical reasons, and y'all view us as the reason you don't have the same level of success as Ohio State, Alabama, or a big blue blood like that historically. Because, like, realistically, if A&M doesn't exist, remember, Texas Tech didn't exist until the 30s. And, Baylor, TCU, they're kind of irrelevant until, like, the 90s, the 2000s. So Texas would have had a huge amount of hegemony over, in-state talent, and Texas being the best state for high school football. It's not even close. Would have been a huge, huge difference maker if A&M didn't exist. And Texas had tried to kill it off pretty much for the entirety of the first 50 years of A&M's existence. World War I kind of made it impossible for Texas to do so anymore. But that's the funniest part too, is like the two programs are healthier when they're away from each other. And the best way to handle it is an out-of-conference rivalry, if you're going to do the rivalry game. Anyway, so now that we've done all the fitness stuff, today is also Financial Fitness Friday. So what does this mean? If you guys have questions about money, questions about investing, saving, what I do, how I've been able to save, why I will be able to be financially independent and able to retire at age 29, this is the time for you to step up and ask me these questions. In the meantime, I'm going to take a look at the stock market because this is why I do Financial Fitness Fridays, is because this is the only time at which both things are happening. One, I am streaming, and two, the stock market is open. So let's take a look at the markets. It's looking like pretty flat for the S&P. Dow Jones is, they're all pretty much flat. The Dow is almost completely even. S&P's up like 2. The Nasdaq's down very, very slightly. So, okay, so it's a pretty flat day. No obvious major performers so far. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so I have stock in SoFi. I think SoFi is a pretty good play. I'm not a huge fan of most of the meme stocks of Wall Street bets, but I actually do think SoFi is a pretty good play as student loan repayments begin, or restart, I should say. But I think it rose too fast, too quick, so I sold a couple calls at $9 a share. It is down 9%, down to $8.68 today, and that means Ivy is going to crush the shit out of those calls, which makes me very happy. Theta Gang, thanks you for your service. This is the fun part with SoFi. I actually like the company, but because there's the Wall Street Bets crowd, the Reddit crowd involved in SoFi a lot, like there's a huge retail presence, the IV crush is so much more. It's the volatility on the stocks are really good, which means you can sell a lot of really, frankly, stupid calls, which are basically lotto tickets for a good profit. It won't be fancy, and you're limiting the home run opportunity, but you're basically guaranteeing yourself a shit ton of singles, and I'd rather have that. You get 10, 12, 15% a year from selling those calls to idiots on Wall Street Bets, which is, I'm a fan of that. So Theta Gang, thanks to you for your service. That being said, I don't have a ton of my money in SoFi. Like, the vast majority of my investments are S&P 500, sort of broad-based index funds, because I'm not a market expert. I'd like to become one. I'm trying to learn more, but that's, I have a fun money fund, so to speak. It's always fun watching the Wall Street Bets guys buy stupid calls at really high prices and then watch their nuts get clapped as inevitably, like I think it was, who was it? There was an analyst, what was the analyst's name called? JP Morgan. There's an analyst who downgraded them. It was Oppenheimer. So Oppenheimer's a notorious bear firm. They downgraded SoFi, and the stock is shitting itself today, which is perfect. Because I believe in SoFi. I don't actually want my calls to get exercised. I just like selling them for profits. Theta Gang. So that works really well for me. The stock is down 10% today, which is a good thing. It's been a really nice bull rally. It's been a bull market in general, so every so often a red day is a nice sort of thing to temper those gains. You want slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Too fast, you get bubbles. The bubbles aren't ideal. Let me plug in my mouse, make life a little bit easier for us here. So do we have any financial questions, okay? If not, I can give you all sort of the just generic background on why I have this countdown clock in my corner. and the stock market bull side of BullMuscle. Any questions? If not, I'm gonna go get a little bit more water and pepper the chat with them, and I will come back and we'll hit questions. A bit unrelated, but once you are financially independent, do you think you'll continue to stream? Probably. That's a great question, actually. I would say most likely, and the reason I would say most likely is because I enjoy doing this, and I don't do this stream for the money. You'll notice there are basically no ads on my channel, and that's not by accident. The reason I don't have ads is because I don't need them. I make plenty from my day job, and I'll be able to retire in 2 years regardless of how this stream does. The reason I stream with you guys is because I like teaching you guys things, and as we saw today and yesterday, sometimes I get to learn stuff too. You guys motivate me, and I appreciate that a lot. So I really do appreciate that from y'all. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, SoFi's getting hammered on the market today. That's beautiful. He likes us giving him a hard time for being an Aggie. So you will notice, Phoenix System, I don't know if I had explained this for y'all. For those of you who remember my old name, Beer Battered Ag, or Beer Battered Aggie Syndrome, which is what it was even before that, I changed my name from Beer Battered Ag to BullMuscle for several reasons, and I suppose I should probably explain that now. I changed my name because I practice, like I preach stoicism on this channel, right? Do not worry about that which is outside of the locus of your control. Keep the locus of your control internal. So for me to sit here and say, be stoic, focus on what you can control, make good decisions, etc., 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 and then also tie my entire image, my brand, the first thing people think of me is, oh, he's that massive A&M fan. Well, I don't control A&M and some of the stupid shit they do, like hiring Bobby fucking Petrino. So with that in mind, it begs the question, well, isn't there a disconnect if you're tying your image to the university you went to 10 years ago instead of tying it to something you can control? Whereas, BullMuscle, right, I'm generally an optimist, especially related to finance and investment, which means I'm bullish. I like using strong like bull as a way to hype myself up right before doing a set. I'd like to think I'm getting to the strong like bull point. I've definitely got a ways to go. It's an incomplete. My body is an incomplete project, but it's looking pretty good. Never gonna stop. But so stupid they did that. Tell me about it. I don't like the Petrino hire, to put it mildly. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, as far as other reasons, right, there are some reasons I can't mention on this channel, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, about why I picked this name. I'll leave those to your imagination. Can't say those on Twitch, but you probably can guess. Other reasons, I don't believe in astrology, but I am a Taurus, so that's just kind of a little cherry on the sundae there. Kind of nice. The other reason is I kind of have a temperament like a bull in general. I'm pretty even-keeled, but if I see red, don't fucking talk to me, leave me alone until I've lifted or I've broken something. Definitely looking good. I appreciate that, Cher. So those are the main reasons why I chose BullMuscle. I feel as though it's a pretty good way to... I feel like it's been a really good rebrand, and I love the new artwork I've gotten, so shout out to CCLXIX Mikesy and Just Mishi on Twitch. In fact, I can give them a shout out. Let me do that. I love a temper. Well, I have one. Let me see here. Let me give a shout out to my artists. So if you like the artwork on my channel now, these guys, Mishi00 is the one who, if you click the subscribe, if you subscribe, you see the subscriber alert. It's that picture of the anthropomorphic bull with two dumbbells, who's got an atomic symbol behind him, or like dumbbells and kettlebells behind him. that's Mishi's work. So if you really, the other thing is, if you're looking for these two artists, they do stuff on commission. Their quality of art is really, really good. And then the logo is CCLXIX, and I'll give him a shout out whenever the timer resets. I can't give out shout outs that fast. There we go. Make sure there's nothing else I need to cover in here. Perfect. Awesome. So, any other questions regarding the bull animations? Pretty sweet. Oh, I gotta thank Severus for that. You'll see him in here. He's in here all the time. He's one of my admins, and love the guy. He's really, really good. In fact, that reminds me, I need to get in touch with him and get some get a couple clips on, and a couple things like that. That's on my to-do list. It'll get there, but the rebrand, as far as I'm concerned, is mostly done. Speaking of things I need to do, today's 16, so we hit egg whites and protein. Protein shakes 340, 56, 7, and 17. Egg whites is 2. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Let me actually, I don't know exactly. I'm gonna check Nutritionix. I don't know if it's 200 or 250 calories, and I'd rather get it right. So stand by. We're gonna do this. Brainy Beef. Hey, now that's a great name. One cow-themed, one bovine-themed channel to another. Thank you very much for the follow. Brainy Beef. That's a good name. Awesome Jedi. I'm gonna read that in just a moment. Let me see here. I need to egg whites. Liquid egg whites. 3 tablespoons. Oh, I hate that it measures it in tablespoons. Give me just a moment. How many grams is this? 454 grams. So that's 30 tablespoons or thereabouts. Yeah, it should be 29.5. No, 29.7. Perfect. 29.6. Okay. Okay, so 236 calories, 49 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, 3 grams of carbs. Thanks, Lucas invited me to follow you. Oh, I appreciate that, Lucas. DM me about that on Discord, because I keep track of that. All right. If you recruit for my channel, I give you perks on private sessions and stuff like that on Discord. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, and you don't feel like maybe going the patron route of paying or supporting, you can definitely recruit, and that matters a ton. So awesome Jedi, thank you very much for the follow as well. I will get back to that. So protein shakes 340. This is 236. So we'll go ahead and say that'd be what, 570. We'll say 575. That's 49 plus 56 for the protein shake, so that's 149 plus 56, that's 115 grams of protein. That's really good. See, 8 grams of fat and 20 grams of carbs. Terrific. Okay. We also had, before I started, a pint of milk, which is 100 skim milk. 180 calories, 16 grams protein, 0 fat, 26 carbs, and we had, did I have 2 eggs or 3 eggs? I think I had 3 eggs. 210 calories, 18 grams protein, 15 grams fat, 1 gram of carbs. So we're already at, let's see, 575, 785, 885, 965 calories, but we are already at, holy moly, 149 grams of protein. That's fantastic. So we're doing really well macro-wise. We're starting off the day extremely strong. Love to see it. All right, what is this BTTV as it doesn't show on PC or mobile? BTTV is better TV, or better Twitch TV. If you want like Pepe emotes or other sorts of emojis there, you can download BTTV. If y'all want me to get rid of that, I know it pops up a lot. I can change the timer on that. Just say so on my Discord. I can futz around with the channels and such. Awesome Jedi says, I've been trying to do weightlifting, just trying to get fit again, but the problem is I struggle with the consistency. Instead, if I start doing martial arts, I can easily keep up with the consistency in the movement. I used to play soccer in a real team as a kid, so even now I just want to move a lot. Well, it depends on what your goal is, right? If your goal is to get really lean, you can do martial arts and you can defend yourself really well. Some of the best martial arts guys are real skinny, but they just have really good technique, and they can... Like, there are skinny martial arts guys who are a lot smaller than me that would knock me the hell out if I ever tried to get in a fight with them. If you want to build muscle, though, yeah, you gotta lift weights. And, 3 times a week may be enough. More if you want to get gains faster. It really depends on what your goal is. So, Awesome Jedi, what is your goal? Where are you at, and where are you trying to get to? I can give you some better advice if you give me a little bit more information. You can download it on PC. Kit Kat Love, good to see you. What's up? Well, we finished our workout. We are currently doing financial fitness. So if you guys have money questions, you want to ask me about this or anything else related to savings, investments, yada yada, this is the time to do it. Or you can ask me about diet and finance. This is really more the Q&A section of my stream because we've already done the lift. Let me get a little bit more protein. Schedule-wise, I should mention this. Normally, I'm also on Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Will not be this week because I'm going to the beach. If you are in the Myrtle Beach area, by the way, North Myrtle, hit me up on Discord because we can hang out, go enjoy the beach together. My husband and I are doing a few light exercises since me being pregnant and all. Good for you! Congratulations. And that's really good. Definitely continue to exercise. Be careful, but exercise while pregnant is a really, really good idea. I think that I've heard, and I'm not an expert, so take this with a grain of salt, but I have heard it improves blood flow, which is good for the baby. So I wish you a happy and healthy pregnancy, and whenever you deliver, I wish your baby the best of health. Have fun at the beach, though. Yeah, if you're in the North Myrtle area, you want to hang out anywhere along the Grand Strand or like Wilmington, North Carolina, hit a bro up, man. Love to hang out with y'all. So let me see here what we've got on the markets. We're gonna tilt. It's a little girl. Oh, congratulations! Wonderful. Well, I'm sure you're going to be an absolutely wonderful family. YouTube videos are a godsend for sure. Let me go ahead and adjust that. There we go. Oh man. Let me get stock market up. Get my stock market quotes. Let's see. Other one I've been looking at getting into stock market wise is Home Depot. I think they're set up for continued success, especially they've been beginning to sell tiny homes, which I think is a great way to solve the housing crisis in the United States. The housing crisis in the United States is a problem of density, or should I say lack thereof. The United States has plenty of land with which to build on. The problem is the desirable land near where jobs are is already built up with single-family zoning. So if you want to fix the housing problems in the United States, particularly if you live in a high cost of living area like California, you need to build denser homes. And putting on, duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, little cottages on, in backyards, stuff like that, is a really good way to do that while keeping the neighborhood character relatively consistent. I know that's where a lot of NIMBYism comes from right there, but if you don't do that, you're also going to say, gosh, why is inequality so bad here? Why did the middle class leave? Well, it's because they can't afford housing. So you've got to densify. Or you can do what I've chosen to do and live in the bumfuck deep south and keep your cost of living extremely low. Question, how much exercise time should you allot when being pregnant? Like how long? I have no idea. That's completely out of my wheelhouse. I'm a 28-year-old single guy. I do not feel qualified to answer that question. Definitely allocate some. I would think I would think 30 minutes to an hour of light exercise every day. I know my mom told me when she was pregnant with me, she would still go on, long walks and hikes and things of that nature. So I don't have a great answer for you, but definitely don't sit on your ass all day and eat Doritos. But I think you already knew that. I do not feel qualified to give you a good answer there, and I wouldn't want to mislead you. That's not fair. So, yeah, no, Kit Kat, I appreciate you saying so, though. Like, I appreciate you asking me that question. I would say, actually, there was someone who was in here earlier. It was Fitness. What was her name? Crap. For the guy who was an Aussie in here talking earlier, it was Yuktaf Madnara who was talking in here. Let me find the name for this. Hang on. There was another person who just delivered. There's another woman who just delivered her third baby and is a personal trainer. So I'm gonna give you their Twitch, because that might be perfect for you, Kit Kat. Hang on. I just gotta find it. Give me 1 second here. There it is. Limitless Fitness. Okay, so check out Limitless Fitness. Tell her BullMuscle sent you. That, I think if you've got questions while you're pregnant, talk to her. She's going to be a lot more knowledgeable about that as a fellow woman and mother than I am. This is, again, it's a bit out of my wheelhouse. Like to try and get fit again. Got myself some more muscle, have my joints feel better and flexibility. My doctor even approves of doing more martial arts. Those would be my goals. Those aren't goals. Those are, they're good things to go after, but they're not quantifiable, right? When I'm talking about goals, a good goal should be measurable. It should be quantifiable. I am currently at X pounds and X percent body fat, and I want to get down to Y pounds and Y percent body fat. Or I'm currently able to squat X amount of weight, I want to squat Y amount of weight. Something like that. You need to be more specific about what you want to achieve. So try and get fit again is a good start. It's a good start, and it's a very admirable thing to go for, but if you keep it vague, you're going to have a lot harder time actually achieving it. So perhaps I can help a little more detail. You can if you're willing to talk about where you are, or if not, you can talk to me in DMs. I generally try to keep things like in my fitness channel on Discord or on here, because it's a lot easier for me to, if I share advice with one person, I'll share it with another. So I try not to do too much in DMs, but if you feel you need the privacy, that's very understandable, and I try to accommodate that. I keep my advice as accessible as I can make it. But I also know when I'm out of my wheelhouse and when I should refer to someone else who's a little bit more knowledgeable. Kit Kat, that may be for you. If you prefer martial arts and more sort of high-intensity interval training, more cardio-based stuff, Awesome Jedi, I would say perhaps consider checking out Celtsy. He's another really great fitness streamer. He does a lot more of the, I wouldn't say martial arts, but a lot more of the high-intensity interval training that if you're fighting, right, if you're looking to do karate, or if you're looking to do jiu-jitsu, mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, whatever, that sort of training is going to be really useful to you. That would be pretty good advice. I'm not trying to tell you guys to go, and only look at other channels. I love having y'all here, but I lift weights. I do some cardio. Like I go play Ultimate on Tuesdays, Ultimate Frisbee on Tuesdays here in the summer, but that's not my number one thing. Lucas Wolf, catch you on the Discord. Absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much. So do we have any further questions? You can talk about the financial side of things, talk about, I'm going to be able to retire before I turn 30. If any of y'all have questions about how the hell I'm able to do that, I'm very open about that kind of thing, because I want people to be able to make those decisions for themselves. I think I've made a lot of good financial choices, and I'd love to help you guys, get to the sort of standing where I'm at. Well, either way, it is almost noon, so thank you, appreciate it. I mean, I say, have you tried martial arts? Is there something you don't really prefer to do? I would like to get into martial arts. The problem for me is that I live in rural South Carolina, so there's not really a dojo where I can go and train. If I had to pick a martial art, I would want to do judo. Not because judo is the most useful martial art. It really isn't. Judo is basically the art of throwing people. But the reason I like it is because judo culture, the culture around judo is really interesting to me. I think it's very neat. I actually lived in Japan growing up because my father served in the United States Air Force and we were stationed overseas. And I think the culture around judo, I think it's very interesting. I think it's got a lot of really interesting philosophical components to it. You have the physique of a boxer, in my opinion. I mean, actually, it's funny. I do have a wall bag that my awesome brother gave me. Shout out my boy Lab Boys TV on YouTube gave that one to me. And I need to mount it, but I need to get some 2x4s to mount to the wall, to mount to the studs first, because the studs don't match up with the hole pattern on the wall bag. So Capro asks, do you plan on developing any other sources of income after you retire? I mean, I do occasionally do private shows on my Discord, and if you're interested in that, definitely go check that out. Which, you know, I'll make money here and there from. Any other sources of income, you know, the main function of my retirement, so to speak, is going to be living off of investment income. So I won't say no, but it's not going to be my immediate concern. In all likelihood, sources of income will probably show up. I mean, I've got enough skills. I like to think of myself as something of a Renaissance man. So, you know, maybe it's going to be work as a, no. Lab Boys TV ain't on. That's the wrong Lab Boys TV. I'm going to delete that. Can I delete that? Why can't I delete that? Whatever. Yeah, no, my homie Lab Boys is only on YouTube. He doesn't do Twitch. That's all good. Don't worry about it. Hey, Frenix Zach, I think at some point either I've rated you or you've rated me. I've seen your name before. I think you've rated me. Thanks for the follow. Welcome on in. Know a little about judo thanks to my homies. It taught me how to defend myself. It's very technique-based art. 150 pounds woman or man can easily throw a 230 pounds man with proper technique and training. For sure. Just trying to be helpful and I failed. It happens. Yeah, so physique of a boxer, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've got fairly long arms, so I could probably got a pretty decent reach. Obviously, I don't know a lot of the technique. My bro's been, again, Lab Boys, he's been trying to push me more towards that direction, but as far as self-defense is concerned, my main method of self-defense is I'm 6'3" and fairly built. So I think most people who would like want to fuck with me are gonna say, all right, that big dude in the mohawk, I think I'm gonna find an easier target. So that's generally how I work with it. You remember I'm a streamer too, and you've rated me once. Yeah, that's what I thought. Good to see you, man. I'll give you a shout out. I'm gonna give all the shout outs today. Boom. There you go. I'll give you a shout out on there. Do you have any tips on how a beginner can begin to start getting into investing? Great question. Okay. So with investing, the way I would do it is the first thing you need to do is have an emergency fund built up. This should be a couple months worth of expenses. If you've got springy credit card debt, in other words, you've got access to like a 0% credit card account, it can be less, more like 2 months of expenses. If you prefer to be a bit more conservative, it can be up to 6 months expenses or more if you really want to go that way, but I wouldn't. Once you've gotten that, then it's time to start saving up a few thousand extra. I would say about $1,000 is where I would start to invest in, and then get yourself a brokerage account. I personally like Vanguard. Vanguard is the 1993 Toyota Corolla of investing. It's ugly interface. It's not the fastest. It's not the most intuitive, but it is stone dead reliable, and the costs of operation are very low. Vanguard is also owned by its investors, which means there is an incentive for the company to provide low low costs on expense ratios and things of that nature. I think Fidelity is a very good alternate option if for whatever reason you don't care for Vanguard. Schwab and BlackRock are okay. I would avoid Robinhood. Robinhood's good if you want like play money and you like playing with options. Robinhood can be very fun for that. But like, if you're a serious investor, probably better to go with something like Vanguard. Getting into investing, VTI is what you're going to want to start with, in my opinion. VTI is a index fund that has a 0.03% expense ratio, which means for every $10,000 you invest in it every year, you will have to pay $3 in fees, which is extremely good. If you invest in VTI, it's basically going to mirror the S&P 500. The S&P 500 has historically, since the late 1800s, returned roughly 7% a year on average after inflation. If you invest at 7% on average over a 10-year span, you will double your money. That's pretty good. SPY is a similar thing to the S&P 500. I just use VTI because, again, I prefer Vanguard. SPY often will have higher expense ratios. That's a good one. If you like to diversify, you could do something like VBTLX. That's for bonds. Bonds are, in my opinion, not very attractive right now with inflation and interest rates what they are, but it's worth considering depending on how you feel inflation is going to go in the future. Now, I also diversify a little bit. If you think the rest of the world is worth putting a little bit of money in. So I should go back. What is the S&P 500? The S&P 500 is an approximation of roughly the 500 largest companies in the United States. We're talking your blue chips here. Johnson & Johnson, General Motors, Tesla, Coca-Cola, ExxonMobil, companies like that, Apple, right? It's those companies, and it's an index of how those companies perform. Generally speaking, those companies are run pretty well, and as a result, you get pretty good returns. You also do get a dividend by investing in those companies. I typically reinvest the dividends and just let it compound. Now, I may do something different depending on the tax structures whenever I retire, but that's a question. That's a later question. I'll answer that if y'all are interested in it. But diversification. I also have a little bit in VXUS. VXUS is a fund that is basically take VTI, but for international-based companies. So Siemens, Toyota, companies that are, again, very well run, international conglomerates, but are based in Germany or Japan or the United Kingdom. You get the idea. Sounds smart, bro. It's nice to hear someone interested in gym and business at the same time. I like to think of myself as a Renaissance man. I think that's part of the ideal we should all practice. I am an engineer by trade. So I am, interested in tinkering and optimization and all sorts of stuff like that. And to optimize, you need to be willing to continually learn. So that's kind of what I do. Other ones I invest in for a little bit of other diversity. VB and VO are small and mid caps. So S&P 500, VTI, that's your large caps. Your blue chip companies. Your mid caps are good solid companies, but might not be quite on the same size, like Lululemon as just an example. Or your small caps is going to be, your smaller companies. And when I say cap, I'm talking about a market cap. A market cap is when you take the number of shares on the market and multiply it by the stock price. I forget exactly what the numbers are nowadays that differentiates a small to a mid cap and a mid to a large cap, but the higher that number goes, the bigger the cap. Yeah, market capitalization, that's right. As far as investing is concerned, so that's where to put your money once you started saving it. Now, the most important part of the strategy here that I've got is savings. It's not investment. My strategy for investment is pretty boring. Sophie, you asked this yesterday. Do I keep my hair under my arms? I do. Okay, so I'm just not very naturally a hairy guy. Like you can see, I have a little bit of chest hair, but it's just not something I grow very much genetically. Capital is referring to money, that's correct. Regarding savings, this is where the magic comes in. You get a double knock-on effect if you can increase your savings rate. Here's what I mean by that. By spending less, you're keeping the money that you would have otherwise sent out, but if you can continue to spend less, it's a compounding effect. Training myself, people don't think I educate myself, spend a lot of time reading, studying law, and educating, absolutely. Brussels sprout, what are we yapping about? We're talking about money, talking about investing, talking about finances. So when it comes to savings, this is the secret sauce. Optimize your expenses, optimize your living conditions in such a way that you are minimizing your total spend. If you can do this, it has profound effects. Here's what I mean. The average American savings rate, Ag is pretty fiscally conservative. You're not going to find day trading advice. I mean, you can certainly do day trading strategies, but yeah, it's not my wheelhouse. I would agree with that statement there, Cat Bro. As far as savings is concerned, here's how this works. The average American savings rate is a, frankly, pathetic 6%. I believe the average American could save more and chooses not to. Rather, the average American wastes a lot of the money they bring in. Now, I get that if you're working class, right, and you're just making ends meet, it's a different scenario. But if you're middle class or upper middle class and you're watching this, you're making, let's say, between $50,000 and $200,000 a year, I bet there is fat in your budget that you haven't considered cutting. Now, here's what I mean by that. Let's break it down into the following issues. The three biggest expenses for most people, the three things that will keep a man or a woman, I guess, trying to be more inclusive. 21st century is hard to adapt to. Keeps a person chained to their cubicle for the rest of their days. Housing costs, automotive costs, and relationship or romantic costs. All right? Housing costs is a big one. Now, if you live in a place like San Francisco and you have to live there because of your job, this is going to be a little bit of a harder nut to crack than if you live somewhere like I do, rural South Carolina, where the cost of living is much lower. However, it is possible. It's not going to be easy, but it's possible. One of the things you should be doing is if you live in a big city, you had better be bringing in an income that justifies living in that city. If you're making $40,000 a year in San Francisco, you really need to ask yourself, is this worth, is it worth staying here when the cost of living is so eye-wateringly high instead of moving somewhere else? Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes the answer is no. That really depends on personal situations. But if you're making good money in a high cost of living city like that, here are a couple tips. First off, if you're living in a big city, if you can get rid of a car, you are going to save obscene amounts of money. Now, in some cities in the United States, this just isn't possible, but in a lot of them it is. Living near transit. If you live in a place like the Bay Area, you should not have to own a car. Live near transit, use BART system, get in good shape so you can defend yourself from the lunatics and criminals that go on that system, and enjoy the obscene amounts of savings not having to pay $6 a gallon for gasoline gives you. Or 30 cents a kilowatt hour for electric or whatever unholy price they charge in California these days. But you get the point. If you live in New York City, use a train. Oh, and cycling. Bikes are money printing youth machines. If you want to go for an e-bike, couldn't encourage it more. If you live in a particularly hilly area or you're not in enough shape to bike to work, that e-bike is totally worth what money you spend on it. Remember, car costs are not just gasoline or electricity if you have an EV. Car costs are insurance, which is a lot of money, especially if you've got an EV, which is usually more expensive. Car costs are maintenance. Tires are expensive. Windshield, with an electric car, all you got is tires and windshield wiper fluid. But with a gas car, you got oil changes, spark plugs, you've got exhaust maintenance, you've got transmission fluid, you've got all that jazz. With an electric car, maintenance costs are a lot lower, but they still are a thing. So if you can replace that with cycling, it's so much better. And then taxes. You get taxed for owning a car most of the time. So instead of owning a car, if you can get away with owning a bike, which you don't get taxed for, That's a huge win. That's actually a really good point. Thanks, Cat Bro. I am not a certified fiduciary. I would say this is financial advice, but it's not certified financial advice. But, you know, if anybody is going to sue me for what I say on a Twitch stream because it's, oh, I'm not officially a fiduciary, fuck off. That's just stupid, and I think most court people would probably throw that out. Going out to eat, bike. Going to a gym for a quick workout, bike. Going to basketball courts, bike. Absolutely. So when I was in college, I was able to bike places. College Station, Texas is not the most bike friendly, but it's doable. Where I live now, unfortunately, I have to own a car. Like literally, to go on site, if I was to try and get to my job via a bike, I would get turned away at the site gates because the site roads are 55 miles an hour with no shoulder. So rightfully so, it is too unsafe to do that. Now, if you have to own a car, it's very simple. Don't buy a stupid one. What's a stupid car? A stupid car is a car that has far more capability than you need, that you're paying for the majority of the time even though you're not using. For instance, if you need a drill to do a project in your house, you need to, drill some screws into some wood or, something like that. You want a basic, right, hand-powered or battery-powered or wire-powered drill. What you don't want is a gigantic 10-foot drill press. If you have that, and this metaphor applies to cars. Getting a giant F-250 if all you're going to do in commuting is like trying to solve basic carpentry problems with a huge drill press. It's dumb. It's an excessive waste of money. And it's capital that could otherwise be invested because trucks are expensive. They're expensive to fuel up, they're expensive to insure, and they're very expensive to buy. If you don't have a reason for a truck, don't buy one. And in most people's cases, what could be done with a truck could better be done with a van. You go look at like what actual people who work do. Carpenters, plumbers, tradesmen. What do they drive? They drive the Chevrolet Express. They drive Mercedes Sprinters. They drive Dodge ProMasters. You don't see them driving fucking lifted F-250s. Stop spending your money on that crap. All right? And if you need a commuter car, all right, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing shameful, and there's nothing bad about a basic Honda Civic, all right? I drive a Chevrolet Volt. It's a beautiful little car. Well, it's a decent looking little car. The costs of operation are very low. It's efficient, it's reliable, and I like it. But if you work a trade, get a van. Don't use a truck. Vans usually get better fuel economy as well. Not always. If you get the big V8 in the Express, you're going to be paying a lot at the pump. But there are usually 4 and 6-cylinder diesel options that you can get in vans that are far more efficient and can still haul as much as powerful V8 pickup trucks did 20 years ago. And I would say, a 7.3 liter Power Stroke V8 from the 90s, well, that was even unmodified. That was a damn powerful engine. And you can get that nowadays, that level of power from 6-cylinder and 4-cylinder diesel engines. So go for something like that. My dad wishes he got a van instead of his Taco. Tacomas are very reliable little trucks, but they are, and rightfully so, because of how reliable they are, they have a little bit of a cult around them, and as such, prices are very high. So you'd be better off getting a van. Same thing with the Tundra. The Tundra is a very reliable vehicle, but it drinks gasoline. That 5.7 liter I-Force V8 gets like 18 on the highway if you baby it. That's not what you want to be spending money on. And here's the other thing, okay? We Americans have the memory of fucking goldfish when it comes to gas prices. And here's how I know this. Gas prices have spiked in the 40s, twice in the 70s, 73 and 79. 2005, they spiked. 2008, they spiked. 2012, they spiked. 2021, guess what they did? Gas prices are naturally volatile. They take oil prices. Oil is a very fungible commodity, and the price of oil makes up the majority of the price of gasoline. So if you are buying a big stupid truck based on the fact that, whoa, gas prices are $2.50 a gallon right now, and they're gonna stay there forever, you're a moron. That's stupid. That's just not how the market works. Wish Toyota wasn't dragging their feet on EVs. I actually kind of respect Toyota's approach, which is instead of making pure electric vehicles, they're going to make hybrids as good as they possibly can. Unfortunately, with current lithium-ion construction, there is not enough lithium on demand to make EVs to transition everybody over. So plug-in hybrids, where you have a much smaller battery, and instead of reducing gasoline consumption by 100%, you're reducing it by 75%, is still a great step forward. Toyota did invest stupid amounts of money in hydrogen, and yeah, I think that was dumb. I would agree with that. But a lot of Toyota's plug-in hybrids, shit. The Prius looks good now. The newest one? When did that happen? Like, the Prius has been ugly for basically ever, and the new one looks pretty damn good. It's sleek. It looks nice. I'd even consider owning one at one point, although I like my Volt a little bit more. Oh yeah, they spiked in the 70s due to the conflict that happened in the Middle East. No, up. The conflict that happened in the Middle East was merely the straw that broke the camel's back. The reason they spiked in the 70s is we had spent the previous 20 years jacking up US consumption rates by building highways at taxpayer expense and artificially subsidizing the suburbs, and in addition to that, building ever bigger, ever more fuel inefficient cars. Go look at any 60s muscle car. I mean, when a 350 cubic inch V8 was the standard option for something like a Chevrolet Chevelle or a Ford Fairlane, in the mid to late 60s. We asked for it in the early 70s. We literally shot ourselves, boom, right in the foot politically in terms of foreign power. And here's the other thing too. If you are a foreign policy conservative, as I would say in general I am, I'm a centrist for the most part, but foreign policy I think I skew right of center. And you believe the American influence should be one that is reserved, but also very calculated. It is a foreign policy risk to have U.S. oil consumption as high as it is. Here's what I mean by that. The United States produces more oil than Saudi Arabia. The only reason we don't control the oil market and put the Saudis, right, the Saudis who stone gay people, the Saudis who treat women like fucking animals, and the Russians who are literally going and invading Ukraine like it was, 1860. The only reason we can't put them under our boot heel and make them our bitch is because too many of us Americans consume too much fucking oil. If we dropped oil, 15 to 20%, we would get back down to 2020 levels. Do you remember what gas prices were in 2020? Yeah. All we'd have to do is start consuming less oil, and the United States would instantly gain a truly obscene amount of global power by dominating the oil market. The other thing that needs to happen, and I will give credit to the Republicans on this one, the Democrats probably need to get on board with this as well. We need to legalize the exporting of American oil. Keeping oil prices cheap needs to stop. Yeah, that's the other one I'd agree with. I don't like to give Trump credit because I don't think he was a great president in general, but yeah, especially Western Europe has been living off of the United States' large S in terms of defense spending for too long. I will give a lot of credit to the what's called the Scared of Russia Club, which is previous Eastern Bloc countries who typically tend to meet their defense requirements. Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, the 3 Baltic states, and to a lesser extent, Finland. But yeah, if the United States, and this is why I'm a huge fan actually, this is more leftist policy, I'm a huge fan of taxes on gasoline. The fact that gasoline is still under $4 a gallon in parts of the United States, that needs to go away. And if you don't like that, okay, buy a more efficient vehicle. And if you want to say, oh, but EVs are so expensive and efficient cars are so expensive, bullshit. Okay, in 2008 to 2012, gas prices were high. And what did manufacturers do back then? They released a lot of small, efficient economy cars that you can buy used now for only a couple $1,000s. Yeah, is a Honda Fit or Nissan Versa the sexiest vehicle in the world? No. But is it really efficient? Will it get the job done for a fraction of the cost of a new car? Absolutely. My roommate, who is working class, and she has been pulling herself up by the bootstraps and absolutely loved to see it, bought a used Chevrolet Volt because she was sick and tired of having to, throw $50 every couple of weeks into the gas tank. She loves that car. You can buy, Prius is a good car to buy used. Any Toyota hybrid, really. Toyota's hybrid systems are very, very reliable and typically will last 15 to 20 years without incident. But if you don't like the complexity of a hybrid, You could go all the way back to the 90s and look at Civics or Corollas or Yaris. You could look at I said the Nissan Versa, the Ford Fiesta, great little car. The Chevy Sonic was fine. Get yourself a compact car. Now, if you have a big family, right, and you need something more efficient, that I feel for you on that one. If you had more people, though, who, went and got that more compact, efficient car, demand would be lower and thus prices would be lower. So tell the people who don't need, to be wasting fuel at the stop. And I'm a huge car guy, okay? Nothing makes me happier than watching an old, 60s or 70s Corvette flying down the road, because they look fucking badass. But at the same time, especially it's the trucks, really. Stop buying these giant, stupid trucks, people. Like, do you really need a Suburban, or are you really just insecure about getting a fucking minivan? The new Toyota Sienna, that's an expensive vehicle, but it is a hybrid that gets almost 40 miles to the gallon. And it's a fucking minivan. I mean, you can fit everything short of a massive Mormon family in one of those. And if you've chosen to have a family of 5 or more kids, well, frankly, I really hope you made a little bit of a financial calculation before doing that. Kids are expensive, and it's your choice to have them. Have kids responsibly. I think that's not an outlandish thing to say. I like big trucks because I hate how people drive on the roads now. Unfortunately, yes, that is an arms race that has happened. A lot of people are buying more trucks and SUVs because a lot of douchebags who chose trucks and SUVs in the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s started driving really, really poorly. I, for one, think that's it's a bit of a logical fallacy. And the reason is because those big lifted trucks and SUVs are much more prone to rollover accidents. Let's say it's raining or hailing or it's a little icy out. You can flip that car a whole lot more easy than a Toyota Corolla. A Corolla, you'll spin out. An F-150, you'll roll over. Rollover protection has gotten better, but at the same time, one's a whole lot more likely to hurt you than the other. Duo Salchipapa, that's a good name. Welcome, and thank you very much for the follow. That is an emoji right there. I think that's a Blinding of Isaac emoji. That my roommate plays that game. It's fucking weird. Sienna's quite roomy and useful for moving stuff. Yeah, and here's the other thing. Used minivans. Okay, look, the Chrysler Town & Country or Dodge Caravan is not a sexy option. I get that. But you're going to find one pretty affordable used, and if you drive it responsibly, you can get 25 miles per gallon on the highway. Compared to a big stupid truck or SUV, that's not bad. You can even tow a couple thousand pounds, like a jet ski or something, behind a minivan. Obviously you can't tow the same thing that you would with a truck, but most people, be honest, most people don't need to do that. I just want to know, which is sadder, having earwax flavored jelly beans or the fact that we actually know what it tastes like and it's so universally known that we made a jelly bean for it? That's a thinker. Good question. I mean, I've never been a fan of those, like the Bean Boozled type stuff, just because it's like, if I'm going to have garbage tier calories like that, I want it to taste good. What's the point? Anyway. Pedestrian deaths have gone way up. Yes! Holy Z, thank you. That's the other thing. I believe this is the other thing. We have artificially subsidized trucks and SUVs the same way we have artificially subsidized driving in general. We do not hold trucks and SUVs to the same safety standards that we hold the cars, and that's wrong, especially when it comes to pedestrian deaths. Thankfully, I will give my beloved state, I'll give Governor McMaster and the South Carolina legislature a lot of credit here. They are finally making the Carolina squat illegal. If you don't know what the Carolina squat is, let me explain. The Carolina squat is a particularly stupid phenomenon here in the South, and predominantly in the Carolinas and also Georgia, where it'll be a truck where the rear is lower and the front wheels are higher, so like you're driving like this. You're driving pointed upward, which it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, oh, that means it's very easy for you to not see a pedestrian, and especially a kid, and children are known to jump out in front of vehicles because kids are stupid. It's very easy to run over kids that way and kill kids. Who the fuck wants that? So, thankfully, mercifully, the Carolina squat is becoming illegal. And if you have a Carolina squatted truck, you look like a fucking idiot. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Nobody thinks you look cool. You look like a fucking knuckle dragger. And there are some trucks I think are fucking badass. Don't get me wrong, but Carolina squatted trucks, even most truck people think they're fucking dumb. Carolina squat pisses me off. The fact that that's a thing. Other thing I wish would happen is that coal rolling would get really heavy fines. I feel like I think if you're caught rolling coal, you should be slapped with a 4-digit fine. I'm hoping American cars become more reliable and competitive with the switch to electric. Who the frick wants to stare into the sun when you drive? Bye-bye eyeballs. No kidding. Again, the Carolina squat is bewildering. The fact that that is a thing is just dumb as hell. Really, really dumb. Let's take one more look at the stock market. Yeah. All right, just kind of chilling. Looks like everything's kind of mellowing out. It's looking like a pretty flat day for almost everything. That's good. The Bolt has great range. The Bolt's a good little car. Unfortunately, GM is going to kill it off because sales have been pretty poor up until recently, where there was a giant tax break given to it. Electric motors are more simple and more reliable. There are fewer moving parts, and because there are fewer moving parts, there's less shit to break. So, yeah, I would agree with that. In general, I have very little sympathy for the big three. I love cars. I actually wanted to work for the automotive industry through most of college, then decided I wanted to go nuclear instead. And it took me a while, but now I work in that industry. But you know what we really need? What we really need, you want to cut oil consumption immediately. What we really need are trains. You want to cut oil consumption? Do you want to help fix the housing crisis? What we really need is a lot more light rail, and we need it fast. Every car you take off the road in favor of trains is going to be a lot better for the people who have to drive. Here's what I mean by that, right? If you've ever looked at, there are plenty of presentations. You go look at them online, and it's a chunk of highway space or a chunk of road space, and they fill it up with cars, and it's like 30 people. They fill it up with bicycles, and it's like 150 people. They fill it up with a train, and it's like 300 people. Trains are just more efficient at moving people from place to place. Now, obviously, it's not as great as everybody having their own car. It's not as quite as reliable or efficient. But if you can get loads and loads of people onto trains, then driving becomes so much better because you have a lot less traffic. So the NorCal SoCal train, oh yeah, the California high-speed rail. Oh boy. California has mismanaged the shit out of that project, but I'm hoping it gets off the ground. I want to be a proud American again. Fuck yeah. America's awesome. I love this country. For all of its problems, I am a patriotic American. Ford has essentially spun off their electric division not to encumber them like their gas division is. Well, yes and no. So Ford's gas division is still very profitable with trucks. The F-250 and F-150 makes Ford just ridiculous amounts of money, and the Lightning doesn't because they haven't cracked cheap batteries yet. I'll give credit where it's due. The only American company that's really figured out electric vehicles yet is Tesla. And moreover, Tesla's trump card is starting to show off just how valuable it is, which is their charging network. As someone who has a car that charges VJ 1772, I have seen firsthand Tesla. It's not even just that there are more Tesla charging stations out there, but it's that they are very reliable. A lot of CCS and J1772 stations, because they're operated by companies who are a lot less integrated and organized than Tesla, a lot of them don't work, or they're not putting out the power that they're rated to put out, or any number of other reasons. See 99% Tesla here, some Ford Mach-E. There's very little in the way of electric cars here, but I live in the sticks. It's to be expected. If you live in California, you're going to see a whole lot more of that than you would here in South Carolina. Anyway, I am thinking I am going to look to raid some here. I'd like a Lightning, but I don't want to get gouged by dealers. Did you see what DeSantis did? This is what bothers me. People are going to see that and then also say, oh yeah, DeSantis is a free market conservative. No, he's fucking not. He's carving out exceptions for specific electric car makers and not legacy car makers. Like that entire piece of legislation was sponsored by the dealerships. That's bullshit. It's ridiculous. every car manufacturer should have direct-to-market sales, and if you're a dealer, if you're a car salesman, and you're worried that's a threat to your job, you should be. That's part of the process of creative destruction. Creative destruction is it's a genuinely fundamental part of capitalism. It's a fundamental part of the free market. You have to be able to let old industries die off. Horse and buggies were never going to make it, right? When trains and then automobiles came along. Let horses and buggies die, right? Same thing with legacy things like dealerships. Dealerships are an outdated model since, before the dawn of the internet age. But dealerships need to die too. And let's be honest, when was the last time you had a good experience at a fucking dealership? If you're a car salesman, like used car salesman is like a stereotype for a sleazeball, as someone who has to lie to you. And I get there are good dealers out there, and I get there are good car salesmen out there, but you know what the stereotype is, and you know it's there for a reason. Crazy things that it was supported by the Uniparty, yeah. Unfortunately, I am generally, economically speaking, pretty pro-free market, but what DeSantis passed there in Florida is definitely not free market capitalism. He couldn't squash Disney, so now he's going after other things. I cannot stand the mouse, but I also really don't like DeSantis, so I have mixed feelings about that one. I really, really don't like Disney, though, so I don't know who to root for on that one. I'm rooting for both. I'm rooting for both sides to beat each other up like it was a boxing match, like it was, I don't know, Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier or some shit. Fuck them both. Squashing Disney is borderline impossible. The reason I hate the mouse is because of ESPN. ESPN is a garbage organization, and it's only gotten worse ever since Disney bought it. So, fuck the mouse. But also fuck DeSantis. And I feel like it's possible to root against both sides here. Like, I've heard some seriously dumb takes from people saying, oh, if you don't support, if you don't support Disney, you're transphobic. What? No! Disney is rainbow washing it, right? Disney's doing that because, well, to be fair, a lot of their employer base and quite a few of their customers are vocal advocates for LGBT. And that's great, but no, they're not. Disney cares about one thing and one thing only: profits. They're a multinational conglomerate. Hell, with the S&P 500, I'm invested in Disney. But right, it's if you really want to support LGBT rights like that, go find LGBT-owned small businesses and put your money where your mouth is. Vote with your dollars. Don't go and fucking simp for Disney. That's just sad. That's dumb. And the saddest thing, too, is that there are what's called Disney adults. I don't think I need to explain who those are, but no, just cringe. Really, really fucking cringe. Anyway, I think it's getting pretty late. I think it's about time to... Yeah, Disney adults. I don't even need to explain that one. You already know how awful that is. Disney adults are... I mean, to use a Disney character, I'd call them Peter Pans, because there's some growing up that needs to be done there that clearly hasn't happened. And I'm really not trying to be judgmental, but come the fuck on. Like, bruh. They're worse than my crackheads at my local 7-Eleven. Ouch. Look, and I get it. Like, there are some Disney films I grew up loving when I was a kid. And if you have kids, you can enjoy that magic with them too. Snow White was a fantastic film, or, the original Cinderella, or The Lion King, or any of those Disney films. But, like, if you're soy-facing over every single new Disney film that comes out, like, oh, they remade The Lion King again, but with real actors, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, if you're getting super hyped up about that, you already know what the movie is, you might be in a bit too deep. One Disney movie in my top 10 is a technical achievement, but it isn't all of my favorite movies. There's nothing wrong with liking Disney movies or liking Disney products, but like, simping for the company because of the products they make is kind of dumb. To be fair, I did that with, effectively, A&M for a long time, which is why I've made the rebrand to Muscle Bull. call it what it is, you know? We Ags are loyal. Now, there is a lot of benefits to that. The Aggie network is on another level, but you get the point. My Funko Pops, exactly. Exactly. You know exactly what I'm getting at there. Wonderful. All right. It is getting late. I think I'm going to look to raid someone pretty soon. Do we have any other questions about finances, about fitness, about all that stuff? Otherwise, oh, it looks like Limitless is on. We might go raid her. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we'll do. Do we have any other questions about finances and fitness, anything like that? Going once, going twice. Excellent. Well, in that case, I will be back Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. If you guys are in the Grand Strand or Myrtle Beach area, come talk to me on my Discord. I'll put the Discord link right below. Thank you all for sticking around. I appreciate this. This has been a longer stream than normal, but that's to be expected. Anyway, I think we are going to go raid Limitless Fitness, so we're going to raid Limitless Fitness. All right. Now, before we head out, I'm going to give y'all what I say at the end of every stream, and the hug, of course. Thank you all so much for coming out. Quick run through of the followers. Crown Meow, Dual Shali Papa, Frenex Shizek, Awesome Jedi, Brainy Beef, Brawn Animations, That Gay Taxpayer, Thearno Dews, Extreme Chance, Yugtef Modnara, Phoenix, Cher, Yuki Mizao, Bill F. and Murray Gemlock, Limitless Fitness, Gubbly Wubbins, Sophie Amazing, Black Archer, and Xgardoc. Thank you all very much for the follows, and thank you very much for the resub. Hey Jesse, thanks for the bits. Share 1000. As always, make good decisions. Those good decisions form your habits. Those habits form your values. Those values form your ethos. That ethos can be the guide star through the rough waters of life. Come in for the hug. Let's go raid.